But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. People.
Noises.
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 Wah. Wah. Wah.
Stupid Jets.
What happened?
Steeler Nation beat the shit out of me on Twitter yesterday.
Oh.
They beat the shit out of me.
I guess that was it, huh? The first game for the Jets, they fucking pummel Buffalo, and then what happens?
Oh, Buffalo fucking pummeled in their home opener, so they
Homo?
in their home opener, so they look kind of good. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Fucking Sanchez looked like shit after the first drive.
Sanchez.
Then I made fun of their stupid, terrible towels, and I got a beating on Twitter. I deserve it. Sometimes you just got to admit, I deserve it. What am I going to do?
I hate those stadium props, though, like that.
Well, I was just watching the game, and they're all, like, waving their terrible towels. And then I didn't do it justice. I understand. But I started laughing at myself because I'm thinking, like, if you're a hardcore Steelers fan, you really want to take care of your terrible towel. So I said, after I couldn't word it right, I'll be honest, but I was thinking that these guys go home with their terrible towel and they carefully put it in their washing machine by itself on the delicate cycle.
Delicate,
right?
Yeah.
To take care of their terrible
Using
towels.
some Downy in there.
Right. People were a little confused by a tweet, but it made me laugh
Terrible
inside.
towel.
They're dumb, terrible towels. And then everyone had to say, I haven't washed my terrible towel since Terry Bradshaw was the quarterback.
Jesus.
I'm like, whoa, okay, sorry.
That is a terrible towel.
Fucking Jets. Fucking Tebow. Fucking Sanchez. It's football season.
Yeah.
How did your fantasy football do this weekend?
Oh, man.
I know
well,
you're secretly playing.
I had, I have no idea.
No one has Tebow on their team. It's hilarious.
No one has him on their fantasy football?
I don't know one person that plays fantasy football that has Tebow on their team.
I have him on my fantasy religion team.
He could be the worst player for fantasy football ever.
Yeah.
Ever. He's not going to get you any stats.
He barely plays. And then,
hey, man, he had one good play yesterday.
what, did he have one carry for like 12 yards?
Hey, you were watching.
I heard.
I think it was a little further than that.
Was it?
I don't
20-something?
I think it might have been in the 20s. In the 20s.
Yeah.
But the fucking Jets were never really in it after that first impressive drive.
Jets. Jets.
Jets, Jets. Jimmy's Cowboys also lost.
Oh.
I found out this morning. Shows you how much interest I have. Who'd they lose to? I didn't see the score.
They lost to
the Seahawks.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, that's good.
Sleepless in Seattle.
Was it a good game or was it
Right.
a terrible game?
I actually saw that somewhere online. Sleepless in Seattle. I think Seattle's over the whole Sleepless in Seattle thing.
Are they?
You don't have to reference that for everything. They probably hate that.
Yeah.
But someone actually wrote that as far as the Cowboys go.
And also,
they were sleepless in Seattle.
Tom Brady and the Pats losing their
Yeah.
homo. Was it their homo?
Yeah, they lost to the Arizona Cardinals.
That's a team.
Yeah, they had a chance to win it with a little field goal, and oops.
Whoopsie. They whoopsied.
They whoopsied it.
Damn.
Yep. And the stupid Giants.
Well, now they won.
Yeah, but I
guess they came back.
But if you're a Jets fan, you're not a Giants fan. If you're a Giants fan, you're not a Jets fan. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from the people like, no, when the Jets start sucking, then I become a Giants fan.
But they play in the same stadium.
Sorry. No, not me. Eli Manning threw for 500 and what was it?
Tied the record.
Was it 510? He didn't tie the record.
That's what I heard.
3 yards short. Phil Simms still has it.
Who said he tied the record to me?
I think someone fucking gave me wrong
someone's
info.
giving me erroneous information.
Well, let's find out, because I heard he was 3 yards short of the record.
I think he was a second for the team, and I think seventh NFL all time. I think.
Wow, Danny, very good.
I have to check my sources.
Maybe he's tied for second with the team, and that's what I got.
I don't know. Phil Simms still has it by 3 yards, I think. But my info could be wrong. That Tom Coughlin, man, holy fuck, he's a scary dude. He will fucking punch in the face for dumb shit, you know.
Yeah,
yeah,
one of those
dumb.
guys.
Oh yeah, you could tell. You don't want to get on his bad side.
Yeah, 3 yards shy of Sims. As per Travi.
510 yards throwing. What the fuck?
That's a lot of fucking throwing.
Well, he didn't look that good in the first half. That's what's weird about
that. A lot of turnovers, right? Wasn't he plagued by some turnovers early?
Good.
I'm trying.
Were you red zoning?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not really interested in watching football that much, believe it or not, kids. But there's just something about that red zone that, like, you feel compelled.
My the in-laws were up for the weekend, and my father-in-law, he's a big fantasy football guy, just a big sports guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's all excited. He's got his beer. He's like, all right, here we go.
Ready to rock.
And I turn on the TV, and instead of the red zone, he gets one lousy game. He gets the Giants game.
Oh, because you got that Time Warner cable, don't you?
Guess who left my house early? He's hoping he can get home in time for the 4 o'clock game.
He's sitting there with the beer all ready,
ready to go.
All ready to just manically watch the football games.
He's obviously from Philly. Most people know that by now. But he's actually a Dolphins fan because he grew up in Connecticut.
Yeah.
But he does like taking a little peek at the Eagles as well. Know how bad it is when you go to another city on a Sunday and you're excited to see your team, and then you have to watch a who gives a fuck team?
You don't care.
You have to see the Giants, Panthers.
Why won't they get red zone on Time Warner?
I don't know.
Time Warner
stinks.
I know it's been a good bit for a while, but I'm going Fios finally.
Yeah, that's terrible.
No, I'm finally going Fios.
I have a Time Warner issue.
Yeah.
In my apartment here in Manhattan. Initially, you recall when I first got this place, I had to have Time Warner cable. I got no choice in the matter. And you get the all the digitizing and shit. And then finally, I turned my TV on a while back, and I get no sound out of my television. I get it when I use the Xbox or anything else, but the cable box decides no sound. And I've tried all the unplug it and everything. And then I tried calling them, and it was it was an exercise in futility and anger. So I just hung up and figured, fuck it, I'm just going to slingbox everything from my house on Fios.
Right.
So I've been doing that.
Nice.
Well, last week...
Oh, what did they do?
The internet just stopped working. And I tried everything with the router, all that same shit.
Did you reboot it?
Did you reboot the box? Did you unplug? I unplugged it and left it like that when I went out.
Yeah.
And then I come back and plug in it, and nothing. So now I can't even slingbox Fios from my house unless what I did, I used my fucking phone as a hotspot to watch television. And now I'm already up to my quota on my monthly data.
Oh, the data usage?
Yes.
My phone's been...
So Time Warner just fucking... It sucks.
Terrible company.
It's horrible.
My phone has been panicking me with that data usage thing. What's going on?
You get
what
scared.
happened?
You get that text, and it's like, by the way, you've used 50% of your data.
But what has changed?
Oh, shit. What has changed is you're using so much data these days.
You think?
And there's no more unlimited data.
But they go, if you, the tip is you got to find a Wi-Fi connection. Oh, all right.
Yeah, no shit. Well, I can't in my apartment where I'm paying for fucking Time Warner cable.
So what, you got a bad...
I have a bad router. I have a bad cable box. I have bad fucking cable provider. And I'm going to call up Time Warner and have to fucking deal with this shit. Anybody out there, by the way, if you're involved with Time Warner, you can either call me to help me or shoot yourself. Please.
Either one? Either one will work?
Either one, and I'm happy. Fucking assholes. Hate that fucking company. Hate it.
Maybe you can get Dish.
Dish. Well, you know.
There's no reads today. You don't have to kiss their ass.
Oh, good. Well,
I don't even know.
Sorry, I want to watch fucking some entertaining programs.
I just read that shit. I don't even
Walking
know
Dead's coming up.
Walking Dead's coming on, and Dish doesn't have it because they're fucking brawling.
Dish doesn't have
AMC.
The customer gets screwed every
time.
Every time. It's amazing.
Want to congratulate the NHL for locking out their players and seeing not one article on it where anyone gives a fuck.
No one cares about hockey, especially right now. The world's, the playoffs are coming up for baseball.
Look, I'll go Gary Bettman's an asshole. Others would argue this point, but we could all agree he's a fucking asshole to begin with. Secondly, no one gives a fuck. It's the worst time to lock out your players when football season is just beginning, so everyone's excited. Their teams are all in it still. Baseball is kind of getting exciting because of the playoffs.
Start the playoffs and shit.
These assholes decide it's a perfect time to lock out their players. And then in the end, when they do figure something out, you know, the fucking fans will get screwed again. That's how that works out.
Didn't they just do this?
It seems like it,
this is the second time in 10 years, maybe less.
How do they
that.
think they're going to compete with football and basketball and baseball?
I don't know,
and they
man.
just keep fucking with the seasons.
But I don't. I mean, I'm a hockey fan. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
No.
I just don't give a fuck. Go and just fucking and the players will just move on to other leagues. They'll play this year. They don't give a fuck.
They'll go over to the Soviet Union there.
Right. And I don't even know. I don't even know what the issue is. I don't know who's right or who's wrong. I don't care. I just know that once again, hockey is shooting themselves in the balls. They're just stupid.
Sorry.
What?
I'm watching the Soyuz capsule lands in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
And it's just this big hunk of burnt metal that fucking pretty much crashes in the middle of their Russian desert over there, whatever, their former Soviet bloc country desert. And there's our American fucking astronaut having to pop out of that piece of shit because we don't have a fucking space program, pretty much.
Oh,
it's embarrassing.
The whole world's going to shit.
It really is.
We just fucked it up. What a fucking great thing this was. And we can't figure it out.
Can't figure shit out these days. That movie, Innocence of Muslims.
The Innocence of Islam.
Innocence of Islam and Muslims. It's hilarious. It's just a piece of shit that if anybody thinks that they're taking that to the point where I'm sure there are people taking it and they're, killing Americans, burning down fucking embassies. But to say that that's the only reason they're doing this is insane. You're insane.
They just needed a catalyst?
To see Carney get out there and start speaking to the people and say, it's the video. In essence, what he's doing is saying these people are fucking retards. If they're that angry at that movie, and that's all you're saying is it's because of the video, you're also saying that these fucking Muslims are retarded.
And also the actors or actresses are saying that you can hear, I watched it, he dubbed. They didn't know what they were doing.
No.
The girl said she thought it was like the guy's name was George. She didn't know it was Mohammed.
Yeah, and then
they dubbed it in at the end.
Dubbed all that
green screen.
Nah.
So the director's kind of the producer's kind of a scumbag.
Have you seen where Mohammed went? It's all badly dubbed.
We were discussing this over the weekend. There's no doubt, and I was telling Ant before the show, this is how the world will end.
With the Muslims?
Well, there's two societies that will absolutely never get along.
Yeah.
Stupid Joe Scarborough made a good point at the top of his show today, basically saying every single president comes in and thinks they're going to be the ones that figures out some kind of fucking formula that makes it all work for everybody.
Yeah.
Some kind of solution. The fact is they're two drastically different cultures, and we're never going to get along. And eventually it will be the end of the world. It will be the end of the world. As they get stronger and stronger with, with their weaponry.
Yep.
It will be the end of the world.
When I initially watched this clip or movie or trailer, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be, I honestly didn't think I clicked on the right one.
Because it was so silly?
I clicked on a goof of it. Like the beards are all fake. They got these big fake Muslim beards. And it's done so badly, and they're trying to make jokes, and then the green screening that they're doing when they're sitting in the desert, they're hovering like 3 inches above the ground because they couldn't figure out how to put in any shadows or anything.
I swear, I'm looking at a clip with you guys right now, and I thought this was like a Sacha Baron Cohen thing.
It's such a goof.
It looks like it's just a silly parody.
Although I think it's an Al-Qaeda attack that was kind of... That's the excuse that's being used, but it seems like it was a coordinated attack. It wasn't. There were some people that just jumped on because of the video. It's hard. It is hard to believe that people could be this stupid to be offended by this hunk of garbage movie.
You don't get a few hundred people showing up with RPGs, grenades, and automatic weapons on a whim like that at the embassy. Look at this. He's green screened to a desert in the background, and he's got like a fake beard. Look at his big fake beard. It's a goof.
And then his skin tone was shoe polish.
Shoe polish, yeah.
That looks like shoe polish.
But you can hear the names. that are dubbed in. And even if it was meant to be, it was obviously meant to be offensive, but even if it was meant to be serious, why is the answer rioting? I mean,
it's
terrible.
They're above the desert.
It's
You're right.
There's no shadow, no footprints, no nothing. It's a still picture of like Palm Springs.
But let's be honest, some of the shit that Hollywood puts out, don't you want to riot?
True, yes.
Don't you want to riot over some of that crap?
Caddyshack 2.
Caddyshack 2 is a good
Almost
example.
Killed people over that.
Yeah, they're saying they didn't know, and the girl is saying that the guy's name was, she's in the paper today, she said his name was George. In the script.
George.
And first of all, what a terrible actress to have agreed to do this awful movie.
Oh, it's horrible.
You know what's sad is no one's going to listen to her explanation. That's going to fall on deaf ears.
All these actors are putting out these fucking statements, and they're horrified.
Of course they are.
That they think they're going to get their fucking throats slit.
Of course.
Yeah. It's the fear of making fun of Islam. She's
got
like
her legs open,
taunting him to eat her pussy.
And I don't know if that's supposed to be Muhammad. I don't know which character that is.
That's supposed to be Muhammad.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they talk about pedophilia and fucking killing people and
gay stuff.
Gay stuff.
Gay.
Yeah, a lot of it gay.
It's literally just obviously really meant to be inflammatory and just meant to be offensive. If you're a Muslim and you watch this, it's offensive. It's like, if they just did this about Christ and they had him cruising guys and blowing people, people would be offended by that.
People would be offended. We would just handle it a little differently than they are right now.
Right.
The Last Temptation of Christ was seen as very offensive with Willem Dafoe.
Yep.
Yeah, and the riots.
I don't know what you do, but the two cultures are just so completely different. There's no way.
We're a little at odds. Yep, sorry we couldn't make a deal. That's what we have to do. We got to shake hands and let them walk away with their thing that we don't want to fucking buy from you.
It's just terribly acted. It's terribly shot.
Yeah.
The green screening is awful.
He's walking on a picture.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I can't imagine that this is what, all these riots and
it can't be.
And embassy attacks are based
the catalyst, obviously.
But they think that people watch that this is on American television. This is what we're watching. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Are you that fucking ignorant of Western culture? You think that we would find this entertaining on NBC?
Yeah, stop it. They're insulting us thinking we would watch this.
It's on the internet. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. And YouTube didn't take it down. In fairness, said they shouldn't.
Wow.
No. If they did, they would be hell to pay.
Although your videos, I guess, are too offensive.
Yeah, I get it. I get names all the time. But this is fine. Whatever.
Yeah. We're doomed.
Yeah, we are.
I went to the History Museum over the weekend.
The history? Which
I go there every
museum?
few years.
Museum of Natural History?
There you go, on the Upper West Side.
Central Park West.
That shit is cool, man.
It's fucking great, that museum.
Except for the room with all the dead animals. I'd rather see live animals.
You don't like
they
the
got
dead
an elephant.
animal room?
They got an elephant.
Yeah.
But it's an elephant. It's not a woolly mammoth. I can understand a woolly mammoth all stuff.
Right. Sure.
But just dead animals that you could still see in the wild or at a zoo.
Yeah, that's pretty famous, that elephant.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, I love them dinosaur bones.
Dude, I took a picture of the T-Rex and I just wrote, this will never not be cool.
I know.
Doesn't matter how old you are. When you see the fucking...
There it is. It's the second one in.
The dinosaur bones. That's the lobby or whatever. Yeah, I took that picture. Well, yeah.
You know, when I was
how
a kid...
How cool is that?
It's very
That'll
fucking
always
cool.
be cool.
When I was a child and went there, they actually rebuilt that T-Rex because it was standing the wrong way.
It was standing erect.
It was standing like Godzilla, kind of up on its hind legs, straight up. And then they realized that it probably stood with its tail straight out, counterbalancing how it used to lean forward with his little tiny arms. But they had him standing straight up like, hello, my baby, hello, my honey.
Can we find that picture somewhere?
And they put a top hat in his hand, which
it's a little cane.
So basically, the T-Rex had horrible posture.
Horrible. He was leaning too far. Yeah, there you go. Like that.
Yeah, that's how we all remember growing up.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so mad at myself that I paid attention to school, because a lot of the shit we learned, they're finding out is just not right.
Yeah.
Well, we had, 9 planets? I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah, 9 now.
We had 9.
Now there's 8.
They used to think he dragged his tail around on the ground and just kind of walked around like that. Yeah, meanwhile, it's hunched over.
But how did someone figure out that it was the other way?
I think it's just basic. They look at other animals with similar kind of smaller animals, but similar the way you would run. It's not economically, but like energy economic.
Yeah, but
economics.
But someone who's in charge of the old dinosaur bones fucked up and said, nope. He stood up straight.
I don't even think they considered that he would have leaned over and
for a long
the tail
time
as a counterbalance.
What year did they decide that
they
were wrong and that this is the way it should be?
I think it was quite recently.
It is recent.
Really?
The last 10 or 15 years.
Maybe
more.
Oh yeah, I think it's like when Jurassic Park came out.
Yeah,
yeah. After Jurassic Park, people were like, "Hey, look at that thing! It's kind of leaning forward." Chasing that Jeep.
Because birds have the same skeletons as they do. Like birds are the most direct descendants of like Tyrannosaurus, and they stand up straight. They don't walk over.
So no, but they fly too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
This thing couldn't
fly.
fly.
Little flying things.
Good point. But man, when you see that shit, I don't care how old you are, it brings you back to being a kid going, fuck, that is cool.
Yeah,
that T-Rex especially is the coolest.
The great field trip into the city.
Yep.
Where I would have to, there'd be quite a contrast between my joy and just how ecstatic I was going to the museum and my complete fear that I was going to get lost in Manhattan and get fucking killed and ass raped as a child.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I had such a fear, and if I ever lost track of the field trip mom that used to be there or the teacher, I would just fucking start screaming and crying.
Well, you went to a cool school because I only remember one field trip to the city.
Yeah,
maybe we did more.
Where'd you go?
Exactly. I could have seen the T-Rex, right? As a kid.
Yeah.
It was a trip to New York City to see. I've told the story already, but whatever for the newer listeners. Danny Kaye.
Danny Kaye. That sounds like something I would have had to have done.
I'm 12.
How old is that?
For real, I'm like 12 years old. We didn't get to the city often.
Danny Kaye.
And we have the permission slips and our little lunch bags, and we jump on the bus for the big trip to the city, which it was a good hour ride from where we all lived out there on Long Island to see Danny Kaye.
Wow,
that's been fun.
Gay.
The Music Man. He would sing and dance and shit at Lincoln Center, I believe.
Did you guys love it?
No.
Oh, how boring for a kid.
It was exciting because it was like, holy fuck, we're in the city. And it was exciting because you go in this big theater, like, oh, wow, this is something I've never really seen before.
And
then it's some fucking...
Looking at that.
Danny Kaye, who, by the way, has been dead probably 30 years. Yes, do the math. He's been gone a long fucking time. That was my field trip to the city. That's the only one I remember.
They took us into the city once to see a Charlie Brown movie at Radio City Music Hall.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that would be kind of cool.
That was kind of cool. It was, fucking Charlie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to go into the city. I went to the Museum of Natural History a few times.
See, you had maybe my... I know what it was. I bet you the Danny Kaye trip was free.
Oh, really?
Because I think what happened was my mom... Didn't you have to pay a few bucks for those trips?
Yeah. You needed some money and then the permission slip.
My stupid mom who had a problem with money all the time probably did the old passeroo when it came to the museum.
I'm pretty fucking...
I think you had to pay a little bit.
Yeah?
It was a little extra because you had to pay for the bus driver, the gas, and all that shit. So I think they hammered out the kids for a few bucks.
It did cost you a few.
So I bet you there was a special on the Danny Kaye field trip.
Danny Kaye. I can only imagine what the permission slip has turned into in this day and age, because it's got to be a legally binding document that protects everyone involved.
Right.
I bet the word indemnify is in there a lot. And it's not. We had literally, it was a piece of one sheet of paper,
right,
and at the bottom there was a dotted line where you ripped off probably a quarter of that sheet of paper,
right,
where it said, I give my permission to have my son or daughter, blah-de-blah-de-blah, right, and then you sign it. And that was your legally binding document. Now it's got to be just a thick binder of legalese.
When I was in elementary school, like we wanted to go out to lunch, and there was like across the street or down the road, a block or two, there was a pizzeria, whatever. So my mom would just write a letter on, like, any piece of paper. Please allow my child to go to lunch today. And that was completely fine. I was able to leave school grounds with my friends when I was, like, 8. When is that happening anymore?
Never.
And that wasn't even that long ago. It's not like I'm a child of the 80s like you
right,
guys.
Exactly.
That's right. Thank you, Daddy.
It was all adult handwriting. If it had adult handwriting, they accepted it.
Yes.
That was a hard one to pull off when you were a kid. Adult handwriting. The fake adult handwriting was impossible.
But we all tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to trace it.
We would practice.
Yeah, I got busted trying to forge my mom's signature on some shitty note that got sent home. Yeah,
Did that guy from Pawn Stars come with his briefcase and the magnifying glass? Well, I'm seeing a lot of startups and stops in this signature.
No, they didn't need to call in an expert.
An expert. Well, this note, I'm not sure if I'm going to accept it. You mind if I call in one of my experts?
I think Chumlee took a look and was just like, nah, that's not legit.
Oh, dude, this doesn't look good.
Nothing worse than a teacher sending you home with some paperwork, where, like maybe it was bad grades or something. All right, you have to get your parents to sign this, and you're like,
how
fuck.
fucking
And then you would be in
crazy
your
is that?
room, and you would, like you said, you're like, I think I can fucking.
I think I got it. I think I got it. How crazy is it, like that they would make you go home with your own shitty thing to have to then give it to your parents?
Oh,
It was
that's
like,
the worst.
If I grew up in the 50s, I guess it would be the equivalent of like having to go and find the stick to get beat with.
You found a switch. A switch. Get beat with it.
I had to find my own stick.
It just
Oh,
made
man.
sense. It was like,
I
why
had to
would
find
you
my own stick to get beat up.
Why would you give me the opportunity to get rid of this? Like, I never understood that. That was the one thing I could never get.
Take it home. You got to learn responsibility. Fuck that. I'm throwing this out.
I lost it. I don't know.
Never got it. I don't know what she's talking about.
But man, that T-Rex made my fucking day. I was just like, yes, now we're talking. Then they got the big blue whale.
Yeah.
In that museum. That's obviously not a real blue whale.
Nah, that's a fake.
They just figured out it was that big and someone made that shit.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive,
Did
though.
you see any
Damn
specific exhibits?
Nah, because I had the kid and we didn't know how long it was going to last. He ended up lasting about an hour, which was great.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
what does he do? What happens after an hour? Does he start like hanging on your hand a little more?
He just got really sleepy actually this time, so he just crashed. But these museums, I want people to know, your museums are free.
Yeah.
It's part of being an American and paying your taxes. But how they make their money is they have the special exhibits.
Yeah.
Like, well, this is a special exhibit, so you're going to have to pay $25, $30, whatever, per person. But when you go up to the admission thing, they pressure you in paying a lot of money. So I just tell the guy, what's the minimum? Because I thought we were going to be there 15 minutes because we were walking by with my son.
They want a donation.
And I go enough and I give them enough money where I'm good. And they're like, well, I'll tell you the truth, you don't have to pay anything. I'm like, exactly.
Wow.
But they look at you like, but you're not going to be that guy, are you?
Yeah, that's for the homeless people that want to come in and fucking look around.
I got sucked in. I went. I saw,
Well, it says suggested, but the suggested is in the tiniest font. So it's like suggested and then general admission in big letters.
Just a general admission.
And the general admission is like, I forgot what it was. Like, I think it was like $29 a person that I was looking for.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
So I go, look, man, there was a whole bunch of us. I'm paying. I'm like, what's the minimum? He's like, well, actually, you don't have to pay anything. I'm like, yeah, exactly. But then I grab some pocket money and hand it to him. Go, here you go. That's what you're getting from me.
Okay, general admission is $19.
19, okay.
Blah, blah, blah.
Fake general admission.
But then, like, if you want to go see the special, like the exhibitions and everything. See, I got sucked into this. I went to see the Creatures of Light.
Oh, you did go? How cool was it? Because I saw it. I wanted to go, but I knew we wouldn't last.
Have you seen Planet Earth on Discovery Channel?
Yeah, of course.
Have you seen the episode about bioluminescence?
Yeah.
You saw it.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, but it's probably...
Watching that in the dark is better than going to that exhibit.
But do they have real shit there?
No.
Oh.
It's all fucking made out of fabric and bullshit.
Oh man!
And then making you pay for that,
dude. You know what it felt like? Have you been to the Hall of Science recently?
No, not in a long time.
Dude, like it's a fucking relic. It really is a relic. It's like going to a drive-in movie theater. Like it's like the same nostalgia. That fucking exhibit, Creatures of Light, felt like the Hall of Science.
All right, I'm so glad because I was kind of bummed. I'm like, man, maybe we should have went to the Creatures of Light.
That doesn't sound like something that was.
But to the people out there that I know they don't have a lot of money, don't fucking let them hammer you. You can walk right in.
It's a suggested donation, right? They call it
suggested.
Yeah.
They're making a shitload of money because people are just people. They just see general admission. They're paying it. They're just handing over their credit cards.
You can just walk straight through if you want.
Well, I think they want you to have a ticket for whatever reason.
But you can just
no
get a
one
ticket.
checked. No one checked for my tickets in the end.
I guess I guess it takes a while, some money to dust off them bones. Have the little feather duster.
No, I get it. I get it to a point, but trust me, enough people are paying a lot of money. And I live close. I go there from time to time. I pay every time I go.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like paying their general admission suggested price. Is that bad?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't think it's bad. They fucking kill you at every turn, this government of ours. Let me have my free museum.
Free museum.
I think it's making me want to go, though. Just kind of walk through the museum.
It's pretty goddamn cool.
They had another exhibit. I don't know if it's there anymore. I should see it.
Did you do the space part of the museum? I still haven't done that. That's the only section I haven't done.
What, like the planetarium section?
Yeah, that's good.
I haven't been there in a long time, but I did go to one of the Journey to the Stars or some shit exhibit, and it was like whatever. But the only cool thing that they did have, or maybe it wasn't cool, they had that augmented reality shit that you could fuck with on your phone, so you could download the app before you go through, and then you could point to this little barcodey thing, and then it'll be like this image, this 3D image that you could kind of, kind of go around. But it was just like these little, it was like PlayStation graphics, It was like, it was cool. It would have been cool like 15 years ago.
Right.
It's cool that I'm doing it on my phone, but
But the actual shit.
Yeah, the actual graphic of it. It was like, oh yeah, polygons. Cool.
Look, they're making enough money with their suggested admission. Fucking update your shit.
You look like you remember Star Fox?
I liked going to the planetarium, and we did that once too as a field trip, by the way. The Hayden Planetarium.
We went local, Vanderbilt.
Oh, you went Vanderbilt?
We went
God, that was
local.
like right around the corner from your house.
No kidding. I'm like, gee, thanks.
I'll just
field
walk.
trip to around the corner from where I grew up.
Yeah. Good times.
But I was walking through those exhibits thinking, how long have those exhibits just been in that museum?
Sitting
as
there.
is. How long? Some of them probably 100 years, right?
Jeez.
Who knows?
And they look like they put them there yesterday.
Yeah.
How long? Does anyone know?
The caveman exhibit, the caveman behind the glass.
Yeah, but how long? They haven't fucking updated that.
Since I was
There's
a
no
kid.
reason to update it.
Quite a few years.
Yeah, there's no new info.
And no one's touching it. You know?
Wow.
And then just seeing, like, this was wandering the earth 680 billion zillion years ago. You're like, oh, great. My life means shit.
There were monsters back then.
Huh?
There were monsters, Rob, walking around. Real live monsters.
But their lives didn't mean shit either.
No.
A T-Rex, how many years did a T-Rex get, you think?
A lot
10
more
maybe?
than humans.
No, I mean an individual
Oh,
T-Rex.
individual. Yeah.
Maybe 10 to 12, I would guess.
Yeah, they got nothing.
We talk about generations and things getting better. Go to the museum. If you want to see, like from the 1960s to now, go to the museum and find me one 50-year block of time.
Right.
It's nothing under 100,000 years.
Yeah.
You know?
And they're okay saying stuff like, did you bring it up? If you did, I apologize. But this, we estimate this roamed the Earth 600 to 650 million years ago. They're off by 50 million.
50 mil.
But in their world, that's
nothing.
Completely acceptable.
Yeah.
A 50 million year period. They could be off by 50 million years.
Yeah.
50 million years.
Or whatever.
It's a lot of time.
Exactly. It's
No,
like,
you're
really?
right. They do that. 600 to 650 million years.
Right.
Somewhere in that basic area.
I feel like there's a schmuck with like a lab coat just going, I don't know, go 620 to 630 on this.
Yeah, just
620 to 630 million
Put
years
it on
ago.
the plaque.
Right.
Just throw it in front of this display. I have no clue,
I have
and no
no
one will
idea.
care.
But you look at the dinosaurs, then you think about the idiots that think, Jesus himself was riding T-Rexes, and it's like, gosh,
He was cradling fucking velociraptors.
come on, can't we at least agree on that?
No.
Come on. There's enough experts that can prove
Opie.
that's not
Crazy.
right.
He put the bones in the ground to test your faith.
Oh,
yeah.
right. That's what happened. That's another
That's the new
big
one.
He put the bones in the
Wait,
ground.
did you tweet me that
to
shit this
test-
weekend, you motherfucker? Someone did.
Do they really think that?
Yes.
Well, that's the new thing. It's the conspiracy
pretty,
shit.
I got to tell you, that's a clever one.
That
if
is
you
good.
want to, if you want to keep your faithful from going, why are there fossils then? Oh,
It's a good twist to a
test.
movie.
Yeah, fucking God and Jesus always testing
You know what
people
that is?
back
No,
in
that's
the day.
lazy writing in a movie.
Yes, it
Are you
is.
kidding me? That's lazy writing where you think the movie's so cool and they throw that at you like, really? That's the best you could do? Sitting around a fucking table?
It really is the butler. Come on, guys. You could have done more. Yeah, that's just terrible.
Bill Hicks talked about that. Wow, like 20 years ago.
E-Rock, you got that?
Hope it wasn't recent.
I don't have that one. I don't know a lot of Bill Hicks material, so I need a name of the track.
Okay.
Oh,
You should know Bill Hicks. What's wrong with you?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Bill Hicks was a fucking legend.
What are you, more Sinbad kind of guy?
Probably.
Bad.
No.
Who's your favorite comedian in E-Rock?
Carlin.
Just because everyone else says it?
No, I grew up. I had all his cassettes. Yeah.
Oh, pop him in and just start laughing.
What am I doing in New Jersey? Live in New York? Jamming in New York?
Look at you.
Place for my stuff.
You know, it was easy to like Carlin, especially for me, because he was always on Showtime, and I had Showtime growing up.
Yeah.
And like they would play those Carlin hour specials.
Showtime or HBO?
Maybe it was HBO. I'm
HBO,
sorry,
yeah.
but
HBO, yeah.
I'm not embarrassed because he's funny. Gallagher. Maybe was on Showtime.
Gallagher was the Showtime guy.
And they were always on. So it was Carlin on HBO and Gallagher on Showtime, and they played him all the time.
Those were events, man. You
Growing
used to
up, that's all I would
get
watch.
high and watch them and laugh your asses off.
Obviously, two very different comics, but
but
two
they were
very
still
funny
good.
guys. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Gallagher's an underrated comedian.
hilarious.
He didn't stink. He was a funny.
No,
he
he was
always
funny.
did topical shit. He always had political stuff.
You can't fucking stink and get fucking 800 specials.
It's just shitty because you want to say that he's funny, but there's such a stigma about saying like Gallagher's not that bad.
Especially now, I know he's a racist. That was hilarious.
And that was a time when like Comedy Central was just kind of trying to find its own voice. Like it didn't know what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
So
Are we doing stand-up comics? Are we doing shitty movies?
And and you couldn't have that kind of language. So that was those specials.
Yeah.
That was the only kind of place to find that stuff.
Hearing curses on TV
That was great.
very fucking cool.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
In the day.
Oh my God! I think I might remember. Eddie Murphy's Raw.
Oh, Raw, yeah.
I was a tiny child.
Oh, and then you hear
Were you really?
fucking cocksucker.
A tiny child.
Holy
That was like 84.
You mean Delirious? The first one was Delirious.
Maybe it was Delirious.
We talked about
driving.
all the kids in school annoyed me so much the next day when Delirious came out. I was like a sophomore in high school, and they kept talking about it. And I was so annoyed because I'm like, "Don't you understand? This is prior." I got into so many fucking arguments in high school about that. Because Eddie Murphy was very funny, but I kind of resented him at that moment because everybody was talking about him, and it was like, what are you doing, you dummies?
He's just doing prior.
I did. It just annoyed me.
I loved the Eddie Murphy, and I didn't make that connection when I was in high school.
The fucking bit where the honeymooners bit was hilarious. That was the He was talking about Norton fucking him in the ass.
Yeah, tighten my butt cheeks, or Mr. T.
Mr. T getting fucked in the ass. It's fucking
clenching my butt cheeks and rip your dick off.
Rip your dick off. He's moaning.
He was 22 when he did that.
That's ridiculous.
I believe 22.
I'm gonna bend over, Norton. When I bend over, I want you to start fucking.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the let Elvis just sing all of his lines. He had some very funny shit.
Yeah. We're going to win this race.
Lemonade, that cool, refreshing drink.
Yeah. God damn, that was fucking funny.
That was 83.
83. Yeah, that was a long-ass time ago. He was
Not if it's in a museum.
Huh? Right.
Not if it's in a museum.
It was between 1983 and the year 62, 35.
I want to start going to more museums.
Yeah?
There's a lot of cool ones in New York.
Have you been to the Air and Space Museum?
Of course. We went together, you dope.
Oh, that's right.
Washington, remember?
No, I mean the one here at on the Intrepid.
Now, oh yeah, I have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
Years ago. But now I got to see the space shuttle.
The space shuttle. Yeah.
Oh, you found Jesus and the dinosaurs?
Oh.
Is that, by the way, during the day, the space shuttle? Like, you could just go there today and see it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't go there. It's like in the middle of the afternoon. I should just traipse on down.
You should. There are plenty of great things to see in this fair
The
city.
Intrepid that's a cool day.
I want to go there.
That's cool. You
How long
just
does it
walk
take?
around the ship. You could be there for hours if you want.
That used to be a school trip, too.
Intrepid?
Intrepid,
Wow,
sure.
really? I went for the first time only a few years ago.
I want to go and walk with a very
zeros.
flamboyant gait. I want to walk with a flamboyant gait for the entire thing for no reason.
The getting on the submarine is pretty creepy.
Oh, yeah, they got that.
It's kind of underwater, too.
Oh.
Yeah.
They submerge it. It's submerged a little bit.
You start thinking, like, what would that fucking be like to be just bolted into that fucking thing?
I think it'd be cool as hell, but it'd be
Scary.
I'd be a little scared.
When you
I
start
think.
thinking about how much water is on top of you.
Yeah.
You're just in a little tin can.
Do you think a weekday is bad? Is there all schools there and kids, or is it probably
Better than weekends.
Sure.
Yeah, hey, get
Yeah,
into
you know
the
what?
sub.
No one's going on school trips the first week or two of school.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
probably
you're
That's a
probably
good
in that.
point. That's
The
a good
problem is
point.
the cruise ships park pretty much right next to it, and guess what? All those dopes, they go, oh, let's do this. It's right here.
Go in there.
It's always crowded, to be honest with you. Maybe right after the show would be
very popular.
That's what I'm thinking, because I've walked by there on a Sunday when I was taking my walks.
Your strolls?
Yeah. And it's always crowded. Mm-hmm. Always.
Yeah, it's worth checking out.
You know how it is when you're exercising every day. You're like,
oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm back exercising today. Yep. My hay fever is much better today.
Hey.
Finally.
Yeah.
How much did you eat? He pulled. We went to Amy's last night, which you didn't go to.
Oh,
I know.
That was fun.
Why?
I was supposed to.
Yeah.
What a trashing DeRosa got.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh, my God.
God damn it.
Well, once
Wait, you didn't go either?
I did,
No,
but I left early. I was too tired.
Oh.
Once Keith Robinson showed up.
I was leaving as Keith came in.
It just got ugly. Give me another swirl. He's drinking his fucking wine and shit, and just DeRosa was talking.
Did Bobby
to some
come?
girl. Yeah, Bobby showed up, and then on my way out, I saw Bill Burr coming in.
Oh, Bill came.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Bill showed up. Tom Papa was there.
Questlove was there, and John Mayer. It was fun.
Hilarious. We were sitting there just trashing DeRosa, who was talking. He was off talking to somebody, some girl.
So he was minding his own business.
And we were all going through what the conversation was about, and it was fucking hilarious. I'm a director. Yeah, it just got so ugly.
We owe Amy an apology because we forgot. We literally just forgot.
What?
And we're laying around watching Louis. I'm catching up on Louis' show. I'm a little behind. And I'm like, holy fuck, that was today. We're idiots.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
She's going to now think we blew her off.
We just went for a little while. How much time did you... I left at like 10. I left when Colin did. I was too fucking... I was falling asleep.
Midnight.
Oh, you stayed? Okay.
Yeah, Colin showed up.
I was in bed by 10:30.
Fucking great. Colin's
Why is she having these barbecues
motherfucker.
every once in a while?
She just got a new apartment, and she has a great rooftop. And
very cool.
Oh, it was in the
amazing.
city, too?
It was in Manhattan, yeah.
How far from us?
I'll say this. It was a 6-minute cab ride.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Oh, God.
It's right
What's
downtown.
wrong with us?
A nice rooftop. And then it's funny, I was leaving, I saw Questlove from The Roots. That's his name, Questlove,
Yeah.
right? And
He was
he's,
DJing.
And I didn't realize he was there until he says, hey, and then he started talking about we're back. He goes, you didn't notice when you came out we were playing the Van Halen song. I'm like, no, we had a nice chat.
Does he listen to the show?
He's very familiar with it. I don't know if he's a regular listener, if he had found it on YouTube.
Yeah,
but he's like, that's how I found out they were getting back together, from listening to that.
Oh, that's
so I
funny.
guess
Yeah,
he was familiar with the show.
DJing Amy's party last night. Yeah, it was pretty fucking cool.
We literally forgot.
I missed Bill.
Today's the day. Oh, my God. Oh, well.
What time did Dumb Bill get there?
About midnight.
Oh, okay, came late.
Yeah.
Isn't Bird doing a lot of radio with us this week?
Yeah.
Yes, Bill's
Starting what, tomorrow?
Caroline's.
He's here tomorrow or Wednesday.
Caroline's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's going to sell
Yeah,
out.
he'll sell that.
Someone
That'll pay.
tweeted, I think it's true, too, it's been 5 years since he beat the shit out of Philly. That famous
2006.
The video, unfortunately. I know Pete has a much better version of that.
I don't know. I should ask him.
I know they taped those virus shows for whatever reason. Obviously, they got to sign off on shit to ever make anything of it, but they had to be rolling tape. That means someone has a great copy of Bill Burr taking on the audience.
Yeah.
Because the version on YouTube is, it still does incredibly well, but it's not the greatest copy.
Right.
Yeah. I'm definitely going next Friday.
Burr?
Next Friday, going to Burr, yeah.
I went and I took the ride and saw Kelly over the weekend.
Oh, yeah?
How's the club?
Funny, man. Levity's great. I've been there a couple times. Went and saw Brewer there. It's a really nice place.
Right.
Really nice.
Fucking Bobby, he kept farting last night, and we're on a rooftop. It's outside.
And you could still
and
smell it?
Fucking, everyone just went scattering.
Oh, my God.
And he's just laughing. Yeah, dude, what?
He had some really funny stuff, man. Bobby had a great show.
Yeah.
Levity Live.
Bobby,
Oh,
a
good.
funny motherfucker.
Yeah, he is a funny. He's an underrated comic.
Bobby is?
Yeah, because he's such an awful person. But he's a very underrated stand-up.
Oh, he is funny, man. Fucking funny. Well, we all know that, but...
Yeah.
I haven't seen him on stage in a long time, because, it's like you see guys at the cellar, we only interact upstairs. We don't go down and watch each other unless you happen to be cutting through the room to piss. You don't
know who came was Noam, because he lives close.
Oh, right, up Westchester.
Comedy Central, Comedy Cellar guy. Noam.
Did you talk to him?
Yeah, of course.
He's
We're
a
all
good
hanging
dude.
out. He's a great guy. I haven't talked to him in a while. This means nothing to anyone. This is way too inside.
Well,
Whatever.
people know who Noam is, I think.
He's a really nice guy. Solid. Smart guy, too, huh?
Yeah, very. They have a
Seems
little
it.
podcast they do, and he likes this show. He's he's been very nice.
He likes what? Our show?
Yes, the Opie and Anthony show.
Well, hello, Noam. That's it, I guess. And then they turned off my phone over the weekend. These fucking AT&T assholes.
Why?
Because I didn't pay my bill.
Those assholes.
I didn't pay my bill. I wish I had recorded the conversation I had with the lady. She goes, I was losing my mind because my wife could have a baby any day. I'm in that fucking zone.
You can't be incommunicado.
And all of a sudden, I'm texting my brother because I want to see if he wants to go to Bob Kelly. And it said can't send text. I'm like, that's weird. Then I try to call, and it says your phone's been shut off. I'm like, how old am I? Am I in college? I've never had my phone shut off, even when I was really fucking poor. So there's some, but they allowed me to call AT&T.
Yeah.
And then I'm losing my mind. I'm like, do you understand my wife could have a baby any day? And if I was out and about and she was,
they don't care.
They don't of course.
Why
and she
would
goes,
they care?
So then the lady said the wrong thing. She goes, well, if you paid your bill on time.
Oh, shit.
So I go, listen, smartass.
You called her smartass?
A million times, and I know they were recording it. Listen, smartass. I go, look at the screen in front of you. Look at my billing history.
Yeah.
Do you see that I'm one of these customers that, juggles all their bills, and I let my fucking cell phone bill go every once in a while? I go, I don't think I've been late on a cell phone bill in well over 20 years.
They should check your history before they jump on you. Because sometimes it does happen, and they just put you in that piece of shit category where they treat you like a piece of shit.
Yeah, I went right for the main person, too. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but I said, I know there's someone that has a little more fucking power than you. I need them right now.
Get them.
And I got her, and she couldn't have been more of a twat.
Yeah.
I don't like saying the C word.
Yeah, just once.
Love it.
She was a cunt.
Oh my.
She was, and I'm like, look, obviously something fell through the cracks, and I don't even know to this day.
Why should you auto pay on your credit card?
I got to do all that, obviously, but
it's the best, right?
But I pay my bills. I don't know if I fucked it up, and I don't know. I don't know what happened, but something obviously happened that is very rare for me and my cell phone bill. And she kept going back to, well, if you paid your bill,
well, you know what you got to say.
I go, shut up, smartass. I heard you the first time. Damn. I go, how do you contact someone before you shut off their phone? Because this is bad, especially if someone's wife is pregnant. Well, we emailed you. I go, all right, what's the email address you got on file? And like I told Anthony before the show, I really don't know what my old AOL email address is.
Yeah.
So I'll just say, Greg18@AOL.com. I'm like, AOL? I haven't signed on to AOL in probably 12 years.
I was 18 when I made that account.
Yeah, exactly. So they had an old AOL email for me to contact me.
AOL. Jesus.
And then they're like, well, we tried calling you. And I go, look, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Your system is flawed. All right?
Yeah.
Because if I see a 1-800 or an 866 number or something that just says AT&T, I'm not picking up that phone call ever. Why would I?
You think it's one of those fucking telemarketers?
Yeah, because I'm not going to assume that they're going to shut off my phone and they're calling me to warn me. I'm assuming they're going to try to sell me shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's a problem here.
Ridiculous.
Well, if you pay your bill on time. Yeah. Oh, and she couldn't wait to say that.
You know what you should have said to her?
She loves saying that to people.
You have to say to her, look, you might not understand this. I'm a white man. And that would have had to change the entire tone.
I shouldn't be treated like this.
Yeah, you should have said, you're talking to a white man, miss.
Yes.
So then I had to pay with my credit card on the phone. So
how long did it take to get the phone back on?
Minutes.
Oh, okay.
But
man,
I'm just amazed that my phone got shut off. Because I guess whatever happened to the bill that I know I sent, something got fucked up. And then the new bill was due on the 15th. So on the 15th, they're like, well, fuck this guy. And they shut us down.
Man.
Is that possible?
Yeah, they don't
you have to be late for
shit.
a while?
You'd think, right?
So now it's like, I guess technically I was late for 2 bills.
I guess now they figure, especially with a phone, they just flip it off and they know you're going to fucking
call immediately.
Try to get it turned back on.
Right.
So it's like, why would they not shut it off if they want you to pay?
Especially if they emailed you and called you. I'll say this in their defense. They don't. We have to update. Sometimes you update with one operator.
Right.
And then you'll call back and they're still like, are you at Yellow Tracy? I'm like, no, I haven't been at Yellow Tracy for 5 years, 6 years.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't update through the whole system. But if they called you and they, believe me, it used to be Tinkle Drinker. Before these fucking pussies at AOL flagged me for terms of service, it would be Tinkle Drinker. And I would have to say tinkle drinker at AOL.com.
Given, like, has a CSR have to confirm with you? Are you yellow treats at AOL?
Oh, man, all the time, yellow treats. Yeah.
I guess my point is if they, because no one, it's an old bit at this point, but no one uses their phones anymore for phone calls. So if you texted me and said, we're shutting your phone off, call us immediately, guess what? I would.
Yeah.
But I looked back at my text messages, and there are AT&T texts talking about data usage and if you want to upgrade your plan, all that horseshit type stuff. But nothing that says that they're going to shut off my phone. Look, tips on how to use your data. Look at all these. Not one of them from AT&T saying, look, we're shutting off your phone. See? Look at that.
Yeah.
It's all just about data usage.
Yeah. Oh, that's scary.
It.
That data
Why when they text me and go, hey, hello, we're shutting off your phone, you might want to call us.
By the way, that hotspot thing you can use on your phone, I used it in the improv, because improvs typically have terrible Wi-Fi for some reason. So I tried to fucking use, it's awesome.
Oh, it's
You do eat a lot of data, but it's really awesome to use it as a hotspot. I never tried that. I was just like so annoyed. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah, use it with a sling box. Watch your data go fucking through the roof.
Yeah, you're
And
crazy.
then meanwhile, you know what I did? I fell asleep with the sling box going overnight. So it was going on the hotspot for probably 5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Of just streaming television.
Nice. Wow.
So, yeah, whoops.
How much is that going to cost, you think?
I don't know. I didn't go over yet.
Wow, really?
They said I'm 50%.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I'm over 100%, and I'm not watching TV on my phone.
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. I think
that don't make no sense.
That don't make no sense.
Something is not right. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea.
I hate the data fucking charges. I used to like when it was pretty much free.
Maybe the titanium in my legs is messing up the signal.
Jeez, Gary Sinise.
Yeah, you
Lieutenant Dan.
You should call them and go, look, my fat Asian fiance Susan might need the phone.
Fiance.
This is my fiance Susan. Is it?
I don't know. Yeah, but Bobby was great. That Levity Live Club, is a really nice place to see comedy.
Oh, cool.
They haven't gotten you up there yet?
I think we've talked about it. I may do it. It's just I haven't booked a date there.
Oh, okay.
So,
Was it Nyack?
Yeah.
Nyack.
West Nyack.
Yes.
West Nyack.
It's on our route, as Bob Kelly pointed out, which was kind of funny.
It's a nice club.
Well, he walked down. I was like, wow, look at my fucking career. I'm in a comedy club in a mall that's off a route.
Off a route?
It's that
It's
route.
on route something.
That's basically the route that takes you right to the Tappan Zee.
Ah.
The good old Tappan Zee.
What is it, on the way to Brewster? There's always signs for Brewster. I always go to Jim Brewer whenever I drive up there because it's close to his name. It's Brewster, New York. Yeah.
It's nice up there, man.
Yeah.
I like nature. I like hearing crickets.
Nature blows.
Fuck nature.
I was at my brother's house, Brett, the owner of FH Riley's, on Friday night, having a little ice cream, and he had my dad's old wood-burning stove in his backyard, so we just fucking sit around in lounge chairs. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
It really is.
Yeah.
Man. And I'm just listening to crickets going, fuck, I forgot about crickets. This city living stinks.
I forgot them, too, and I went and saw Voss.
I get an assist for that. I'm keeping track of assists now. Yeah.
Hey.
But just the sound of, like, crickets. You hear crickets in your backyard, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How cool is that?
It's,
It relaxes your heart, your soul, yes.
Does it?
Yes. I opened the window last night because, it's that time of year you get a little nice breeze.
Oh, I need the air
And
conditioner.
all I hear, I am literally 500 feet in the air, if you really figure it all out. Mm-hmm. And I'm hearing traffic like it's right outside my window. How is that possible?
It really is amazing. Yeah.
What the fuck? I can't keep my windows open.
That sound does carry.
That stupid West Side Highway. And at any moment, you feel like someone is just going to go flying into the Hudson River. These lunatics down there.
I don't mind a little background traffic noise.
It's the worst.
I don't mind it. When I lived on 43rd Street, I was on the 22nd floor, you'd hear it.
Right.
And as long as it's not a blaring horn, like if it's just like that in the background, I can kind of sleep with
but
that.
people can't help themselves. They got to hit that horn, no matter where they are.
Yeah. I'm that guy.
I've noticed they've made it harder to hit your horn, though, huh? Anyone else notice that?
Really?
It's harder to hit the horn. In my car, it's harder to hit the horn. I have to really fucking punch.
Really?
Yeah, and you can't really do it with your thumbs anymore.
No. Oh, I'm the fucking...
With the fist?
Hammer blow. I do the hammer blow.
Nice.
Fucking move.
What the fuck happened at Radio City Music Hall? That's for the people that read this story. It's pretty much right outside our building. It's like a half a block away. Fucking what? An airport van is just minding their own business, getting a little early airport run in.
And some guy decided to blow one of the red lights.
Well, they were drag racing up 6th Avenue because it was 4:30 in the morning, no traffic around, and just fucking destroyed the airport van. Anyone die in that?
No.
I heard there were critical injuries.
One person went flying out.
Yeah, I heard there were a few ejected.
An accident that may have injured some bathers.
Look at that. I mean, there's pictures online if you want to check it out. That looks like it was horrific.
People thought it was a movie shoot.
Really?
Yeah, because there was debris everywhere, and the car looked like it couldn't have been in a real accident because it was really fucked up.
Right.
Why is E on?
Huh?
I'm looking at the fucking Kardashians.
What the fuck
I don't have
is
a news
that?
channel on.
We usually have that fucking
that fucking
channel.
The Kardashians. It drives me nuts.
I literally never watched it.
It just drives me nuts because of how well it does. I just don't understand. I don't understand people's viewing habits. I know. So I even like a little junk TV, but I don't get it.
Dude, they look like clowns. Like I'm looking at Bruce Jenner with his bad burn victim wig and his bad facial work and his two earrings, and he looks like a clown.
He looks like an idiot. He looks like, I mean, it's been said on the internet a million times. He looks like an old lesbian.
He looks fucking.
Look at her lip.
Look at that.
Because she must be more famous than her daughters.
Why is this even on? Who put this? I don't want to watch this.
I don't know. Why is E?
I don't want this on my fucking eye line. I'm not interested in it.
It's probably on since the weekend.
Put on the fucking.
And the weird part is they're absolutely beautiful. I would never say they're not, but they have nothing to say.
No. But
so what? All these people just watch to stare at them?
That's perfect.
Because they literally have nothing to say.
Society. It's perfect.
I just think it's
Whoa,
just
who is that?
silly.
Who's that in the bikini?
I don't know. You got the. You know what's hilarious to me? Like Kim Kardashian, you know, she's obviously really hot and stuff.
Yeah.
But Bruce Jenner's daughter with this Kris Jenner broad, is going to be the fucking star of the family.
Standout.
She's already modeling. She's like, I think she's only like 15 or 16, and she's already like 6 foot tall.
Wow, really?
She's way hotter.
Look out.
She's I should say gonna be way hotter, but you could already tell. I don't know. I don't understand the Kardashians at all. It drives me fucking nuts.
I don't partake. I just can't sit there and watch that.
My chick puts it on sometimes, and it just ends up like she'll leave it on, and like I'm not paying attention to it, so it's just on. But like I hear some of like their conversations, like in and out, and it's just inane. It's just not. There's nothing there.
There's absolutely
like
nothing
how is it?
Going on.
I don't understand how it's a television show. Like nothing. There's nothing.
Like Ozzy, you know the Osbournes.
Yeah.
That's good junk TV, but there was some shit going on there. It was cool.
Yeah, that was interesting, funny.
This is just like nonsense.
It's just like, I'm going to pretend, let's play a prank on my dad, and we're going to pretend that the Lamborghini got stolen, but no, it wasn't. It's just like, this is a fucking show.
We're
but it's all
going to New York to just walk around and shop.
That's Courtney.
I know.
Who's just horrendous.
That's her voice.
Monotone personality.
We're going to go to New York, and we're going to walk around with cameras following us, and we're going to shop for a while. Wow, I want to see that.
And nothing is, they don't come up with any of that stuff. It's all the famous assisted reality.
Yeah. Yes.
They're like, okay, this week we're going to make, you guys are going to like make believe, Bruce Jenner's Lamborghini was stolen. Okay.
Oh, hilarious. Yeah.
I don't know.
It doesn't offend me. I look at it the way I just look at like insects flying around. It's just irritating, but like it's. I just swat them away. It's terrible.
Funny. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
We've been away for a long, 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 long time. We've been through changes. We've played some games. The more things change, the more things stay the same. We're a little bit older, but we ain't much wiser. We're back.
And we're back, yeah. Terrific. Opie, Anthony, and Jim Norton. We got Richie Sambora coming in today.
What?
Yeah. He's doing a solo record.
Man. What is he doing with Denise Richards these days? Are they still an item?
No, they broke up.
But they were back a little bit. They were doing something with each other there.
They broke up again last year.
Yeah. Denise Richards, thumbs up, down. Where are you at with that?
Well, I don't want to offend Richie Sambora.
That means thumbs down.
Nah, she was definitely a looker in her day.
What was that movie?
Yeah, we always talk about that one.
The car wash. The
car wash.
No, I mean where she's washing the car. That car wash scene.
Wild Things.
Wild Things. Yeah, she was.
Wild Things.
She was.
She still looks good.
She
always had
in
crazy
that,
eyes,
in
though.
that crazy space movie too.
Oh yeah. Is that her fingering her asshole? No. Huh?
It must be. It's on page 1 of Denise Richards' Wild Things.
Gotta be.
She's fingering her own asshole. Jesus.
Two fingers.
Yeah.
She's giving the old the fucking sign of the devil.
You guys see the Kate Middleton topless shots?
Oh, do tell.
The internet's abuzz.
Yes, it is.
And the
they're
royal
very
family
angry.
is going to sue.
Sue everyone.
Lawyer for British royal family to file criminal complaint over topless Kate photos.
Punitive damages here.
What, is that Kate Middleton?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's nice fucking heavy tits. Holy mackerel. She has heavy tits.
Why such a grainy fucking picture? That's how far the
18
guy
miles away.
was?
Exactly, they were going around fucking British Secret Service.
It was taken from the Intrepid.
No kidding.
You know how hard it is to get pictures of what is the equivalent of a queen's tits? and the first thing we say is, why is it grainy?
Why is it grainy? They say they have more intimate photos too.
Oh.
So I think maybe what if
Yeah, there's
I
like
hope they have her
26
cunts
pages
sucking
or
his
something of
dick.
photos.
So why these
Yeah.
photos?
What do you mean?
Like what? Like what was she doing? Like what's?
Oh, they were on holiday.
on holiday?
Probably thinking they were being private somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And the girls over there, it's all about being topless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
They're not all bent out of shape like they are in America.
yeah, but they were also like, in a private place. Like they're not going to, hang out with the locals.
Sure.
They had, as we would say in America, a reasonable expectation of privacy.
Oh.
Which is very important when you take photos. Like if I photograph, if you're out behind a tree and you're jerking off and I photograph you, that's not a reasonable expectation of privacy. But if you're in your living room and your window's open and you walk by and I take a picture, I think that is an invasion of privacy because
Right.
you have that reasonable. I just said it 3 times.
I don't think she can sue for that, though. I don't think there's a reasonable expectation of privacy outside.
Well, it depends on her.
But I think they were like,
In a very private resort area, I don't know if they have it or not. And plus, Italian law might be different.
Not so private if
mamma
a lensman was able to get.
Lensman, yes.
none of the British tabloids are posting the photos.
They're scared shitless.
Why is that, though?
Especially
You know-
after the hairy photos
Yeah.
from like a couple weeks ago.
Why aren't they, though? Those scumbags go after everybody. Why are they protecting the royal family unless that
They're
unless
not
it's
protecting.
illegal?
They're scared shitless of the royal family.
Oh, man.
There's a
Because
difference.
They know the royal family will sue,
Yeah, they're scared.
And they're saying, like,
Nice.
it's
Look
a
at that.
breach of privacy and, we shouldn't do that to the royal family.
Oh, yeah,
blah, blah,
she's
blah.
all right.
Scumbag.
I hate the British press.
They're always
Look at her
like,
pulling her bathing suit down so he could
Look at her
oil up
rump.
Oh, man.
oil up her rump.
oiling up that ass. of
You know
hers.
damn well that guy doesn't know what to do with that.
Dude, that
What's his
cameraman
name?
must have been out of his mind.
Prince William.
Prince William.
You know-
Prince William just seems like his dad.
He's a dull.
Harry seems a little crazy.
Harry's.
He's out of his mind.
Yeah.
And the reason is because he has a different father. We all know that.
I would.
It's not
assume.
official, but
It's not official, but man,
you look at
William and Harry look totally different.
Of course.
I think he also knows that, like, he's not going to be king, so, like, who gives a fuck? Like,
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Fucking Nazi uniform at a Halloween party, totally naked, humping some chick in Vegas. Guy rules.
He does rule. That's what you want to be, king.
Flies a fucking attack helicopter.
Right.
He's a crazy
He
guy.
just went back.
Yeah.
Of course he has a different father. Come on.
Can you imagine?
Why can't they just tell us?
Being the photographer, how much I have Kate Middleton's tits and asshole in my fucking sight. Like, what a great day for a
Probably why it's
photographer.
fuzzy. It was probably shaking.
You know-
Holy shit, this is huge.
She's a young broad. Those boobs are...
Those are nice, dude.
There's a little hurt there. Come on, for
that
her
front
age.
shot doesn't look good, but I think it's shadowing.
Yeah.
You think?
I think for the side view, they look pretty goddamn good.
Yeah. How about the ass? Though?
Oh, dude, look at it. She's like it's. I love when the ass eats the thong. when a girl says like my ass is eating the thong, that means it disappears between the cheeks. And look at her pulling it down out of the crack.
Yeah,
how fucking hot
really
is that?
And then this idiot doesn't even know what he's looking at.
Let me.
Is he lotioning her
Let me
ass?
lotion your ass up a little bit here. Yes,
That's nice. Yes.
Then I'll apply it to his head.
Yeah, slide a digit in there if you don't mind.
Oh, blimey, yes.
Much like us going into another country.
What a bore. But you're right. Prince Harry knows he's not going to be king because you still got to wait for the Queen Elizabeth to die. Then the Charles gets in there for a little.
No, he's not even going to go. I think he's being passed over.
They're going to pass him over after all these years?
Yeah, he's too old.
I was passed over.
Yeah, he's a Fredo.
He's Fredo.
Your whole life is waiting for the day, and now they've decided now you're too old, so we're going to
They'll go
with
straight
your
to
son.
William, yeah.
Your duty is to the realm.
Is he okay with that, you think?
Who, Charles?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
He doesn't care.
I don't think he's okay with that.
He doesn't
He waited
need
his
it.
whole life to be the king.
He's Prince Charles. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like he can't get any more powerful than he is, and he can't get any more famous than he is.
No,
like
I think you want that king title. I think you got to
Well,
go
his
king.
son will have it.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What a fucking...
What a charmed
What
life.
an asshole move. Yeah, charmed life. But know what sucks about that? What if you're like just this young little Prince Charles? You're like, you know what? I want to go in a stand-up. You're not allowed to do anything else. You're
Poor guy. Yeah.
Well,
you
granted,
can't.
it's a nice life, but
You're right, though.
I wonder
Yeah,
if that
you're
bothers some of these guys.
Well, I think that's what Harry was getting tired of all the protection when he went into the army. He's like, I just want to be in the army. I want to go fight, and they had a big problem with that.
And didn't they try to whack him this fucking last week?
Yeah, they wanted
The
to.
Afghans?
I think they did. Yeah, they killed one of his guards or something.
Yeah, they were dressed like American soldiers and
Really?
yeah.
They didn't get too close.
They would love to kill
Blow some
him.
shit up.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
being passed over because of the divorce. Some are saying.
Really?
Some are
I
saying.
don't know about that.
Meaning Justin Townsend from New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Well, Justin has one.
Travis.
Oh, Edgar. God damn it.
Your team win this weekend, Travis?
No, they lost to Philly.
Oh, they played the Eagles, right? Yeah. How was Michael Vick? I heard he was
better.
He's a weird quarterback.
Yeah. He scored the winning touchdown, so good for him.
Oh.
He's a strange quarterback too, man.
24-23.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I know already. You don't have to show me.
I wasn't showing you. It's not for you. It's for Jim. Jim wants to see things.
Michael Vick rallied late.
Yeah. Last touchdown was a minute 55.
Damn.
And then they couldn't come back.
And then the Broncos with Peyton Manning. They play tonight, right?
That's tonight. Yep.
What happened? Oh. So why don't you just get one? You always look up when you see a puppy on TV.
Because it would end up dead like the little baby in Train Spotting, and you know it.
I have no responsibility for a dog.
You would take care of your dog. You'd probably
I'd
go
be
with a dog.
No, I don't want to walk a dog.
Let him go duty in the yard and get
No.
someone to clean it.
No.
Because someone has to let the dog out.
Yes, that's true.
You wouldn't
too.
even let the dog out?
I'd be on the couch going, fuck it. Figure out how to open the door yourself.
There would be a room in the house that would be the dog room, and then that's where the dog would like live and sleep and shit and eat and everything.
A week would go by,
terrible.
and you'd be like, didn't I have a dog?
Thought I had a dog. No, I can't. And I'd like leaving. Sometimes I stay in the city. I stay in the apartment for like a night. And then it turns into 3 nights because I just don't fucking.
He would take
have
a
any-
40-pound bag of dog food and just rip it open
Yeah.
and just pour it in the middle of a room.
That's
and
how
be
I-
like,
that's
and be
how I
like,
feed myself sometimes.
Now I'm good for a week.
Yeah, I
That's
would.
sad.
Well,
That's
no,
sad.
it's good. I like that. I like my lifestyle
Well, at least you
like that.
At least you know you can't take care of a dog.
Yeah.
Other assholes think they can. And
I
then
could
they
probably
fucking
have a
treat it like
cat.
shit.
I could probably work a cat.
Cats
they're
are
independent.
assholes.
Yeah, cats just fucking. But then you have.
But you're
a
right.
cat.
You do have to think of a lot of things when you have a dog.
By
Yeah,
the
a lot
way,
of
everyone's saying that Charles isn't being passed over. Where do you get your info?
He's going to be passed over.
Everyone's saying that there's
just
no
you
reason to
saying?
pass
He'll
him
be
over.
he's too old. They won't put him.
Well,
in.
then he said, well, that's the way Mom wanted it. And he goes, that ain't the way I wanted it. Oh, send Charles to the airport to pick up the king of Turkey.
He's all slouched in a throne. Oh, did he just look weak in that scene?
It was the greatest
It was great.
seat ever for
Yes.
a fucking defeated scene.
Yes. He's just like almost reclining. Ugh.
He's just collapsed.
Yeah.
Why is Donald Trump talking about? Hold on one sec. This might be good.
How can you do a thing so stupid?
Yeah, especially given the fact that, and we don't know where these particular photos were taken, but what was it, 2 weeks ago in Vegas where you got Prince Harry and there he is naked?
Well, the Harry thing, I mean, you could almost say he was less, except his security did a pretty bad job. But to be outside at a swimming pool without a top on and you're Kate, maybe they can stop it. Maybe they can stop it, but it is a very, very foolish thing she did.
Yeah. So only people without money and fame should take their tops off? Is that what you're saying?
Well, maybe that's correct.
Yeah, keep your clothes on, Donald. That would be a big picture somewhere.
I think we have to look at it that way.
From paparazzi and tabloid to, should the U.S. stop foreign aid to countries like Egypt over these embassy attacks? We all remember last week, the President of the United States, he wasn't sure if Egypt was an ally or an enemy, and that brings into question, well, then should we continue to give them $1.6 billion a year? What do you think, Donald?
Well, I don't even think it should be a question. It seems like so obvious, and they treat us terribly. They're now taking over. It was a different thing when Mubarak, we ran him out of power. But when he was running things, at least you could talk to Egypt. Now, all of a sudden, they become the big enemy. They're run by the Muslim Brotherhood. You shouldn't even be asking this question. The answer is absolutely not. And you know what? If we didn't pay, they'd be coming back to us begging for the money because they desperately need it.
Donald, I was amazed over the weekend that people were, actually all the last week, were focused on when Mitt Romney should be critical of the communications on the State Department during the Egyptian attacks, and not over the fact that it's been 20 attacks in 20 different countries against us, not over the fact that President Obama was going to Nevada the day after our ambassador was murdered. They were focusing on Mitt Romney. I've never seen such imbalance.
It's incredible, and it's really... We have to do something, and the Republicans have to do something, and honestly, Mitt has to do something. Any statement he makes, they attack him. How dare you make this statement? We're in the middle of a conflict. How dare you make it? It doesn't matter. If he would have made the statement 10 hours later, they would have said the same thing. And then everybody says, oh, wasn't it terrible that he made a statement? The statement he made was totally fine. There was nothing wrong with the statement he made. And they're trying to always put you on the defensive. If you say anything bad about Obama, they put you on the defensive. How can you say this about this president? Are you a racist? It's a horrible thing. Yeah. It's terrible. I mean, what's going on is terrible. And, I just sort of thought of this over the last, and watching your show over the last little while. We have an unlucky president. He's been unlucky for this country. Everything he touches turns to trouble. And I was going to use the worst word, but I refuse to use that word. Oh, boy. But everything he touches turns to trouble. They talk about his foreign policy. His foreign policy is a disaster. The Middle East is exploding with all the billions and trillions, not billions, trillions we've spent there. It's exploding. Our economy stinks.
How is he blaming?
He's an unlucky president.
I'm
not blaming him.
You got to love it. To say his foreign policy is a disaster.
He got a few things done.
Iraq and Afghanistan were not part of his foreign policy. And in Egypt, that would have seemed like it was a good thing, quote-unquote democracy. There was almost quote-unquote democracy in Iran. Gaddafi was overthrown. And now there's rebellions in Syria.
For how good that was.
But I'm saying it looked like these would all be good things for the U.S., quote-unquote democracy. The problem is... when you give somebody like that democracy, or when they take democracy, the Muslim Brotherhood takes over.
Yes.
Let them have it. That's their business.
But there is this overwhelming feeling that America is, again, weak. It's got this Carter administration feel to how the world views the United States right now as weak. No matter how many drone strikes Obama throws at people, which, again, I do know it's more generals and military people just saying, hey, we know where this guy is. But, yeah, he gets credit for it. Credit where credit's due. But the truth of the matter is we got this kind of, we can be stepped on right now. We got this feeling that we can be stepped on just like this. Embassies burning and, what's going on?
But 9/11 happened, and I do not at all blame. That's just something I've been trying to keep under my hat, but I'll talk about it now.
How the hell did this happen? Why wasn't I told?
But I don't believe it was any party's fault at all. But we had a very feared arch conservative in office when that happened. It wasn't some fucking fruity bleeding heart. It was as much of a military conservative, I think, as the world would see. As a military conservative.
Just in, though, really.
Still, he was there.
Think about it.
And they did it.
They did it.
Didn't happen on Obama's watch. And I'm not saying, again, I don't blame Bush for that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but it was more, I'm not blaming Clinton for it either, but it was more the whole plan was developed during the Clinton administration where, you had again, another, something happened in Somalia, and he pulls all the guys out. Yeah. It wasn't really known as a powerhouse time for our country's strength and respect in the world.
That's true.
I don't know. I think Ope's right with this whole thing. We're looking at what's going to end the world.
No,
we are looking at the little things that are going to end the world at some point.
That's a biggie. The two cultures will never get along. That's obvious.
Yeah.
And I just love the point. I'll say it again that Scarborough made. You get these dumb presidents, every single one.
They think
it's like
I
got the formula. My solution's going to work.
I'm going to kill them with kindness this time. We're going to listen to them. We're going to share in their outrage in certain things, the lack of respect for their religious beliefs. We're going to sympathize with that, and that's going to make them like us.
Nope.
No.
None of that shit in the end will make them like us.
Nothing. God damn.
Fundamentally, they're extremely different.
They just don't like our way of life, and their way of life dictates that our way of life not only has to not be tolerated, but has to really be destroyed and wiped out. That's what their religion tells them.
Does it become a huge war between the two religions eventually?
That would be great.
An all-out war?
Oh, I hope so. Oh, I hope I see it. Please, please, God. Strike your wrath on their false god. Could you do that, please? Thank you, Jesus Christ, the only real Lord.
Religion again.
Yep.
Yeah. It's killed way more people than anything else.
Oh, you gotta love
There's a great special on HBO On Demand. It's a documentary about. Do you remember in Jordan a few years ago, a suicide bombing took out a wedding?
No, of course.
It's the groom who survived. The bride survived. It was, I think, both of her parents were killed and his mother was killed. So this guy is going out and he's sick of it. He's had enough of the suicide bombing because he's Muslim and he's just tired of it. So he's meeting with other. He met with the father of not of that bomber, but of a bomber from Jordan who bombed and killed 125 people in Iraq. And then you start to feel bad for a lot of these families, too, because even the families of the bombers are in denial. He's like, he was a normal kid. He's like, he never talked politics. Like, they don't see it coming. They believe when the young 25-year-old male says he's going off to study somewhere, they don't know he's going to. Like, the father is genuinely in shock that.
Strap a bomb to himself.
He can't get over the fact that his kid did this. And they interview. I don't know how they got this guy on tape, but they interview the guy who is like the. He was one of the, I don't know if he was the weapons expert or he was the guy that recruited both of those bombers for Al-Qaeda in Jordan. And he wouldn't meet with the family, of course.
Of course.
But it's a very, very good documentary.
Check that
HBO, I forget what it's called. I wish I could remember because that would help a lot.
HBO does have some good ones.
Fucking great ones, man.
Really cool.
I've been watching the Paradise Lost ones again just because we have Damien Echols on Wednesday.
That's cool.
Whose book, and I'll say this, it's one of the best books I've ever read.
Wow.
It's a lot of what
makes
he wrote.
it so good?
It's not just the case revisited, because we've all seen the documentaries. We've all talked about the case ad nauseum. It's his writings in prison, and he mixes it in with stories from before. And then all of a sudden he's talking about the case and about being in jail and the trial. Then he's back to his teenage years. And it's fucking fascinating. Like, I can't believe what a great writer this guy is. It's one of the best books I've ever read.
How many years did he do?
18 years.
Well, when you have some time on your hands.
But it's like a lot of these times, these guys, for him it worked out where he was a great writer.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating, his life. And it's like he says he doesn't want people just to view him as a freak, like, all right, here's the guy that was. And you're like, all right, yeah, whatever. But then you read it and you're like, you're just reading it as like he's a great writer. Like, I know that what he's there for and why he's writing.
Yeah.
When did he get out?
2010, I think, right? Danny, do you know?
Yeah, it was
really
just a couple
recently.
years ago.
It was very recently.
A couple years ago.
Year.
How's the other guy doing?
There's three of them. Jason Miskelly was there. We interviewed Jason.
How's he doing, you think?
I think they have some kind of a rift now over a movie being made. I would love to ask him about that.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, there's something to do with a film that's being made that they're not, like, I think Damien's unhappy with Jason
Baldwin.
Baldwin, yeah. Who's the guy we talked to.
He was released last August, so that was 1 year.
And Jason and Jesse Miskelly, who's the guy who confessed.
Yeah, Jesus.
Who I just really am annoyed at. He said he's not mad at, but he's borderline. He has an IQ of 72.
Yeah, he's
like,
fucking like Rich.
Like, yeah, he's like picture Voss if he had a Southern accent. But it's hard to imagine. Like when I'm rewatching the documentary, the original. I'm gonna watch all three, and it's like all of a sudden I realized why the public at least thought that they did it at first, because you hear in the victim, they focus a lot on the victims' families, which I respect the documentary makers for doing that. They don't just leave them as background noise. They talk to the parents. They focus on these murdered kids, and it's fucking heartbreaking. I was crying watching it. It was fucking terrible.
Fucking pissy-eyed.
Oh, it was awful.
Jesus Christ.
He had a little self-respect.
That was the original intent of the documentary, was just to document the trial. They didn't think that they were going to go down there and find, that these guys maybe
were railroaded. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm watching it, and it's so fucking interesting to see how initially you start to think, and the original defense witness for Jesse Misskelley, they were tried separately, said that he goes, it's hard for anybody to imagine why a person would falsely confess, and I never believe false confessions. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But when you see this guy and the way he acts during the trial with his dumb head down, and Damien even talks in his book about how he was slow, and you knew he was slow, and he has an IQ of 72, and they just, with the interrogation techniques, I guess on somebody with that IQ, you really can be manipulated into giving a false confession. And the expert said it's because you just want the immediate problem to be solved, which is get these guys away from me. You just want to go home. You'll say anything to get them away from you. It's almost like when you're caught in a lie with your chick. Like, you ever, or an argument where you say, all right, I'll apologize even though I'm not sorry, just to shut her the fuck up.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we're
not knowing that it's going to lead to a fucking life in prison term.
Not understanding.
Yeah, it's dummy.
The consequences of it.
His book is fucking... Travis told me it was good, and I really dove into it, and it's fucking one of the best books I've ever read.
And he's in Wednesday?
He's in Wednesday, yeah. I
Nice.
cannot wait to talk to him about this.
Yeah, he'll talk about the thing with Jason, about
there's
a Hollywood movie being made,
right?
About a book, Devil's Knot, which was written years ago about the case, and he doesn't support it because they're not, he's being portrayed as the ringleader, which is what he was portrayed as in real life, and he doesn't think that it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, he was the one they gave death to.
Oh yeah.
He was. You've never seen a guy more fucked by the system than
Holy
Damien
shit,
Echols.
yes.
Like even before this happened, like before and again, he'll talk about his end, but before this whole thing happened, he had spent months in a psychiatric place because literally some truant officer thought that he belonged there because him and his girlfriend tried to run away together. Like he
didn't have a good upbringing,
dude. Dirt,
he didn't have a good life.
Dirt poor. Yeah. So fucked.
Could you see if he comes in and as a stipulation, you can only talk about his hat store that he wants to open?
Nothing about West Memphis 3?
Nothing at all, just what type of hats he enjoys.
Yeah, he only wants to talk about the book. It's a book on the footwear. And,
Lori Davis is coming with him, too, his wife.
Oh, okay.
Nice. That's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
Cool.
So far, I'm tremendously enjoying, and I can't wait to go through all 3 docs. I'm like halfway through the first one. That was long, right?
Yeah, the first one's very long.
It's a long one.
Yeah, really cool though. I mean, fucking just amazing shit.
It's an amazing story.
When you realize in hindsight that was made before, this kind of movie ending to the whole thing happens, because that was just, here's what happened, here's where they are, and here's where the families are. You didn't think like, wait a minute, they were going to get out? They didn't do it? That's like a movie fucking ending. And a lot of people still think they did it.
There are people that think they did it.
Yeah.
But I've become pretty convinced that they didn't. And again, when you read his book, it makes a lot of sense, the type of guy he was. And he talks about, just being different and growing up and trying to be this and that. And he talks about certain things that were misinterpreted, like when he told his father, I'll eat you. Like what that argument was about and what was happening. And the way the sheriff was obsessed with his Satanism.
Oh, the Satanism
and he's like, what
thing,
Satan?
yeah.
He's like, I wore an Iron Maiden shirt to a youth group meeting. And it's like...
he didn't help his cause either during the trial. Like, he was very smug and very... there's no way they're going to convict me on this, so I'm just going to be, a punk kid.
Yeah.
Well, they were all terrible. Like when I'm watching Misskelley leave during this part, after his conviction, he got life plus 40. And I'm watching him leave, and they're like, did you do it? Do you have a statement to make to the judge? He just says, no. And I'm like, they just gave you life. How do you not make a statement to the fucking judge? Like,
I didn't do this.
I don't understand as men the way they handled this. But again, they were teenagers taking the advice of shit lawyers.
Yeah.
And Echols raised a good point in his book. He goes, this is a public defender. He goes, I would ask like, why weren't certain things challenged? And he goes, because we need this judge. We don't want him to piss him off too much. And he goes, these are guys that take their paycheck from the courts.
Well, yeah.
He does not sound like a paranoid guy trying to rewrite history. What he says sounds very logical. And when watching the documentaries, a lot of the things that have come out, it kind of makes sense to me that these guys got fucked. And I'm not on the Hollywood bandwagon, like, well, you know, it's the hip cause. I really believe. 'Cause I think at first I thought they did it.
Yeah.
Like, even after I believed.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, they're so guilty.
Yeah. Because there's so much focus on the children in the first one and the agony of the families. And like the one religious father who seems like a lunatic, but he's just terribly grieving his stepson. You know, when he's shooting pumpkins.
John Mark Byers.
Oh, I love that guy.
Is fucking crazy.
And he's talking to the pumpkin with the other father, and they're like, you know, this, you know, for torturing my baby, and he's fired. And you're like, this real fucking rage these guys
And then you
have.
start thinking he did it. Yeah. And it's amazing what a documentary can do, though, because they can present certain things in like, oh, that guy definitely did it. And then in the third one, you're like, oh, no, he didn't do it, but that guy is so fucking guilty. Yeah.
He's doing a book signing on Friday with Johnny Depp.
Where?
Union Square, Barnes & Noble.
Oh, God damn it, I'll be gone. I'll be in Columbus. Shit.
Columbus.
Fuck.
Johnny Depp.
Let's get Johnny Depp on.
Well,
I'd love to.
Yeah, that'll happen.
He was a big supporter for a long time.
Yeah.
That's he's going around, you know, helping Damien.
Why does he come in then on Wednesday?
Yeah, let's do this, Johnny.
If you get,
Yo, Johnny, let's do this.
If you want Johnny Depp, I can make the concert.
What?
What?
You got to take Tim Burton's cousin first.
Yeah, you got
Tim Burton's cousin first.
You got to take him first. That's how it works. But you can't.
He was a supporter for a long time. They got the same tattoos, I guess, like as a sign of whatever, but it worked out for Depp this time. But he's been a supporter for a long time.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, that's not kind of the cause du jour that went away. Like, hey, where's Coney, by the way? That always makes it. Anytime anyone brings up, man, I'm just like, yeah, slacktivism. Yep. I tweeted it. You know, we're trying real hard here. Oh, really? With 140 characters? It's like Occupy is kicking back up now because it's the 1 year anniversary.
It's not kicking up.
Well, it's getting some news anyway.
Okay, all right.
And I guess there were like a couple of hundred people in the park.
Well, we got.
And then today there's supposed to be a big thing down by Wall Street, and no one cares.
What?
Go the fuck home, you smelly bastards.
We got the clip.
Oh, good.
That's the chant heard around the world as Occupy Wall Street
around the world?
hit a crescendo last fall. It's been a year since protesters in New York City targeted corporate greed and rallied thousands of disenfranchised people.
You know, that was only I was talking to Danny about this before the show because he said it's the year anniversary. They were only in Zuccotti Park for about 2.5 months. That's it.
Yeah. Really?
Did it seem longer?
Yep.
Certainly.
Because it was in
did.
other places.
Before then?
Yeah. No, after too. Remember, even after they were out of Zuccotti Park, it was still talked about for a month or two after.
Right.
Oh, the Zuccotti, my mother
in the
makes
warmer.
that. Remember that?
Yeah, my mother made Zuccotti and melt your heart.
Melts in your mouth.
Fell apart here because it just got cold, but then they were like, you know, Occupy San Francisco, and
I missed Zuccotti Park. It was fun to go down there and check it all out. It was a 3-ring circus down there.
And I heard what they want to really do this time around is educate people on how you can use your street demonstrations to change the world.
That's nice.
Good luck.
And rallied thousands of disenfranchised people. So where is the movement today?
Now, if you are being detained.
In New York City, where Occupy was born, it's now a shadow of its former self.
We have a structure that is built on smaller groups where one-to-one communication is possible.
So what happened to the momentum that Occupy built up last fall? Ex-occupiers say what was started as a protest against income inequality devolved into a protest against everything wrong with the world.
I think that we were there to occupy Wall Street.
That's right.
Not to talk about every social ill that we have.
Many say the death of Occupy came last fall when New York and other cities started violently removing them from the streets they were occupying.
I think Occupy was devastated by the evictions all over the country.
After the evictions, occupiers had no place to go, and many became disillusioned.
I started to really burn out, and I just started seeing the cacophony of, people arguing and arguing.
Ex-occupiers say the reason the momentum of the movement slowed was it grew too big too fast.
We got to a kind of a critical mass where our GA, our General Assembly, no longer functioned.
Many occupiers say the movement has had to reorganize and become more focused, thanks in part to the experiences of last year.
After a while, we decided that we needed to really disband the General Assembly and all of our structures and start anew.
Occupy members say they will mark the one-year anniversary with various forms of civil disobedience around Wall Street, and they'll meet at a local park to discuss their plans for the future of the movement.
And speaking of the Wall Street, it's going down right now. They're sitting down at Wall Street. There's
20 people behind a barricade.
Yeah, that's it. Wow.
With some fucking...
Hey, look, all the management is there.
Horse's ass. The police horse from the back. That's a good one.
That's funny. I thought they were live streaming. No? That was just... oh, this might be it. They're actually live streaming it on the internet right now. There
we go. What are they saying?
I don't know, but the point of this is that they're trying to disrupt traffic. I just saw a bus go down the block pretty
the
easily.
Cops keep them off the street. Good.
You're not for the man?
Oh, I hate them. I hate them. With their phony fucking enthusiasm.
You think they're just spoiled fucking suburban kids?
You don't like when people take on the system?
Man, you know what? I'd have more respect if they started picking rocks up and throwing them, or started fucking throwing Molotov cocktails, and didn't claim that if they get pushed too hard onto the sidewalk, that it's police brutality.
There's two of them sitting.
You're not changing the world crying that one of your friends was arrested with nice comfy zip strips around their hands. Shut up. People that really make change in this world by demonstrations, it's usually because a lot of blood is spilled.
Well, we got a scene right now. Two dummies just sitting on the sidewalk, a million photogs. Cameramen filming right now. We got the NYPD in the white shirts talking to them.
I love them to start clubbing these douchebags.
They're gonna
They're always like, what's your badge number? I'm like, here it is. Shut up.
I was watching a news report, and they said, well, what are you guys doing down there today? What's the purpose of this? And somebody was like, well, we're going to go and clog the streets of downtown Wall Street and make it really difficult for all the bankers to blah, blah, blah. And then so the reporter actually had a great question. They were just like, well, there's a lot of working Joes downtown also that have to pay, their rent, and it's going to be difficult for them as well.
Oh, here they go.
Yeah.
Well, they'll have to figure out a way to. They can handle it for half a day. They'll get to work for the other 3 hours. But so will these guys. So will the bankers. No one's going to give a fuck about this.
The riot guys have come in and they're just dragging them off easily.
Yeah.
Believe me, the fucking
way to make
stocks will trade today.
Yeah.
Whatever happened with that Apple? Did it go up more?
I sold it. No,
they're going bankrupt because of the Occupy efforts.
Yes.
No, I mean, Ann was in on that whole thing on Friday.
It went back down.
It did. So you made the right move?
Yeah, it was up to about 12.
People like their updates.
It made.
So you more or less sold on the high?
Yeah, well, not on that high, because when I was sitting there at one point, it was pretty high.
Right.
And then I dumped out at a good time.
Okay.
And now I can see what I do this week. I see what I do.
Look at all these $1,000 cameras.
Yeah, I know. All these fucking... most of them are just spoiled suburban kids.
Now,
they want to be part of something that they feel is important.
They feel guilty about their privilege, and they feel guilty about the ease of their lives.
Yeah.
And they want to do what they feel like they're valueless and they have no meaning, so they want to do what they think is meaningful.
And they think they're being like leaders. Every one of these people have I'm here to show the world that, fuck you.
Well, most of them just want a story to tell.
Yeah, yes.
Their lives are not that interesting because, again, most of them, not all of them, are children of privilege. And that's not that interesting to hear about. However, I was down at Occupy is a story to tell. Yeah.
So what have you been up to? Well, I'm involved with the Occupy Wall Street movement. Oh, really?
Oh, really? Tell me more.
Yeah, I'm down there every day. We're just trying to educate the people. Fuck you. Shut up.
Instead of saying I took a cruise with my parents or I was summering with my parents,
right, yes.
Which all of them probably could do.
Yeah, they'd rather, I'm down in the trenches, really. I'm a warrior for, social consciousness. Fuck off.
So,
douches.
So what, the next day or two, there'll be some things going on, and then it'll just fade away again.
Yeah. Yeah, then it'll just...
They don't have a central location to...
I like how they try to kick it back up before this winter. Like they never... What are they doing in the summer? They are vacationing. Who wants
Where
to
were they all
spend
summer?
a hot summer...
Backpacking in Europe?
Yes. Who wants to spend a hot summer walking around the streets of Manhattan when you could be vacationing somewhere? Or on that cruise with your parents or something.
Right.
Well, they're so full of shit.
Why wouldn't they be here in June?
They would say they're marking the year anniversary, though.
Yeah.
Wow, so people have to wait 1 year. What's the anniversary? It should mean nothing. If your movement is sincere and based in real desire to change, then the date of an anniversary should be irrelevant to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what they would tell you, though.
Bunch of fucking douchebags.
They need to stir that pot up again.
Yeah.
Trying to recapture some magic.
No, when we get back, we're going to have some radio magic for everybody.
Oh?
Radio wizardry?
Ooh. I want to know what E-Rock did over the weekend.
Oh. Was it fun?
I don't know.
Oh, good.
What, E-Rock? What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I didn't do much. So.
No, not since you've been here today. He means over the weekend.
Fair enough.
Well, we could do it before the break.
Sir.
What did E-Rock do for the weekend?
Not a whole hell of a lot.
You're a home buddy, aren't
What'd you do?
Yeah, I love my house.
What'd you do at the house?
E-Rock sits around the house.
He sits around the house.
Exactly.
No respect.
Cartoons, definitely.
No cartoons.
Legos?
Video games.
Video
played in
games.
a long time.
Which video games?
Oh, were you playing Red Dead with people online?
Yes, I was.
Oh, yeah, I saw you tweet that. Hey, if you're not watching football, was that your tweet?
Surprised, there was a lot of people that joined.
Really?
Yeah. We had a full server.
Ooh.
Nerd talk.
I don't know what that means. Thank God.
What, having a full server?
With no idea. That's what you get in a
game
restaurant.
Yeah.
That's a fat waiter.
That, and we watched some football. And
Who's your team? Giants?
I married into the Giants.
So who was your team before
So did
that?
Oh, E-Rock.
Who was your team before you became a Giants fan?
I never cared. My family were Jets fans growing up, but I never cared.
You were born and raised in Florida, so...
Long Island.
No, Florida.
Long Island.
We've seen the picture of you
E-Rock's a Bucs
taking your
fan.
speedboat to high school.
Yeah, I was 22 in that photo.
Oh.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. So you didn't have a team at all?
It was a great boat. No, I never cared about football. And I liked the Mets up to a certain point and then give up on that, too.
Fair weather fan?
Well, when they had the strike in '94, I just said I was fucking done.
Oh.
I'm a terrible weather fan.
Yeah.
Boy, those skies never clear up.
No.
Are you still a Mets fan, Danny?
I mean, call it what you
Horrible
will. I mean,
year, obviously. But...
define fan. Like, what does that mean anymore? Like, when your team just sucks for so long. Like, I'm not going to switch to the Yankees. I'm not going to be like, hey, let's get Yankees tickets. I will still go to a Mets game, but I don't know if I could even call myself a fan. Like, what am I a fan of anymore?
Yeah, you're a true sports fan. Because you don't jump ship.
No, you can't.
To the Yankees.
You
just wait it out and hope that they can turn it around.
Maybe I would be that guy if I lived somewhere else, but I was able to see Shea Stadium out of my fucking window growing up. I can't turn my back on that. Like, how do you do that?
Why not just jump teams?
Nah,
whoever's doing good, you just enjoy them.
That's what you can't jump
Why
teams.
not? Just enjoy the Red Sox.
I will always argue this point. You can't jump
Sure
teams.
you can. Just whoever's doing good. You want to keep playing. It's my game.
All my friends growing up, no one wanted to like the Mets. That was faggoty. Yankees, they're the dominators, and like, I have kids that grew up in my building. It's just like, what a fucking asshole you are. Are you gonna go to the Yankees parade tomorrow? Because what? Because you love them so much, you used to go all the time.
Right.
You live in Flushing, you fucking asshole.
There should never be. I was a sports fan my whole life. Loyalty to teams.
It's stupid.
It's fucking nonsense because none of these
kind of stupid
cocksuckers would step over my fucking body. So it's like, fuck them. Fuck all of them.
You're right. No, I mean, and I'm not like a fanatic like that because I don't honestly, I just don't really give a fuck. But when you're that close to a team, like, how do you? In New York is you kind of have to pick a side because there's two different New York teams. Like, it's one or the other. It's not like we could all agree. Oh, it's the New Yorkers and everybody's happy. It's there's a line in the sand. So how do you pick?
We used to look out your window at Flushing at the stadium together. Remember me and you?
Oh. Now that you bring it up,
watching
I
the ball
remember.
club. I'd be like, come here, let me pick you up. I'll take you there someday. And You'd push your little rump back while I was holding you, with your little face up against the screen.
Didn't you get me one of those mini bats at the stadium?
Yeah, I brought one with me, and I said, "Hey, it's the mini bat. Look at that. It's got like a little bit of juicy candy on the tip. Get it on, spank your bottom with the mini bat."
You said that was chocolate ice cream.
No, it was just a little bit of clear candy. Yay!
Clear candy.
Have some sugary candy.
And you said that little skin shell thing. You said that was just from the Cracker Jack popcorn.
No, I would always rub that between your upper lip and your gums. You remember I'd do that? I'd rub the little bat between your upper lip and your gums.
I don't like going to the ball game anymore.
I wouldn't either. Not with Uncle Paul.
Yeah, I'd slide your PJs down and tickle your feet.
I don't care if I ever come back.
Yeah. Remember, I would touch your bottom and we would sing the Meet the Mets song.
Jesus.
Slide my finger down back by your thighs.
By my dugout.
Yeah, you'd be so confused.
Where are the Yankees at these days?
Why am I going along with the conversation?
Because you remember.
Because you remember it?
Your little feety part of your pajamas would make the shook sound while you was shook.
Did I get a jersey after the game?
No.
Uh-oh.
He was a very bad boy. I gave you some Jesus juice. You'd fall asleep. I'll tell your mother you was bad.
When is baseball over?
I don't know.
You know, it's, Mr. October and that shit.
Yeah,
so,
I know. We got to still do the
October
thing. Yankees hanging in there?
Yeah,
Yankees are game ahead of the surprising and fantastic Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, Travis.
Remember I took you to Camden Yards when you was a baby?
Yeah, I do.
Sure. I drove by, you sat in my lap, we looked at them building the new Camden Yards. You're like, Uncle
Weird.
Paul, will you take me? I'm like, sure, kiss the magic eel. Remember that little Travie?
I was 10. So.
Yeah.
You're an old boy.
Well, it only opened 20 years ago.
I dropped your mother off at the temple, and then me and you went downtown. I showed you Camden Yards. I said, Babe Ruth is from Baltimore. And you was like, really?
Damn it.
No wonder we're both gay.
Yeah, I know. That explains it.
Dr. Gay, of course.
I give him that nickname.
Oh, you did?
Sure. We were playing doctor. I says, go ahead, push back, Doc.
Push back. It's always about the pushback, isn't it?
Sure it is. That way the police can't say you did nothing wrong. You should have seen Your Honor. He was pushing his little hips back. He was gobbling it up. It's like a little Pac-Man hiney. Eating my seeds. Waka, 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 waka. He was pushing back, going after all the little colored monsters. Sure. I never seen one eat one like that before. Just gobbled it up.
That sure comes into play all the time. Whenever anybody brings anything up now, it's, the playground with sure.
Well, we'll take a break, I think.
Sure.
Richie Sambora coming in today.
Oh.
We ever have him on the show officially?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't know why I said officially. It's either we did or didn't.
Unofficially.
Oh, you know what? I think we did.
Did we?
Outside the MTV Music Awards that time with the retarded Laverne and Shirley?
Yes.
Did they
remember
no?
the retarded Laverne and Shirley? Remember them?
Yeah, they went away because they couldn't afford satellite radio.
Yep.
It's the only reason.
That is kind of a thing that kind of sucks about satellite.
I missed that Marion.
Do we ever get a update? I don't even remember how that whole thing ended.
With the other one blowing the hobos?
Because she was homeless and blowing
hobos or something?
It just kind of faded away.
Yeah, let's get an update. What happened to those two?
Oh,
it's like
man.
Paradise Lost.
Yeah.
Last week,
it's like Twin Peaks. What happens?
Last we checked, she was blowing hobos, and she was homeless.
Yeah, that's the last I remember.
Not Marion, the other one.
From King Cullen or something.
Oh,
wait, is Marion? Who was the other one? Lady Di.
Lady Di has to be in jail. There's no way she got her life together. No way. We got to find out what happened.
Yeah, remember what a liar she was?
Oh, she was always lying, yes.
Remember she...
No, I'm doing great. Oh, what a lunatic.
Yeah.
Someone has Marion's phone number. Don't we have it still somewhere?
I've got some old numbers I can try.
Marion has him.
God.
Marion's still in her place.
What a mess.
Imagine all three of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Lady Di, Marion, and Stalker Patty.
Wow.
Whatever happened to Stalker Patty? Is she all right?
She's around.
Yeah.
She's got a big S on her shirt there. Stupid.
Marion's fucking comebacks were the best.
They were the best.
Your comebacks are the best.
Yeah, exactly. That was it.
She was Chip.
Your comebacks, yes. Wow, she really was.
I loved Marion.
And Fatso, when she would talk, and we'd ba-doo, 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 ba-doo.
Oh, we put the mustache on her.
Oh,
It
she
made us
looked
howl for weeks.
exactly like fucking Laurel and Hardy.
What is it? Oliver Hardy.
Oliver Hardy. Right. And we'd play the music every time.
Dude, that made me laugh when they remember we tied her up or whatever so she couldn't get all the way into the studio, or she couldn't get into the studio from outside at NEW.
We tied her up.
Yeah, we tied her so she couldn't actually walk through the door. Ba-doo, 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 ba-doo. She hated.
Yeah.
Oh, she hated it with that fucking mustache.
Remember when we used to try to we were trying to talk and we'd tell her to shut up, but she'd have to be going, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She'd be like, no, shut up, I'm trying to say something.
Yeah, no, I know. It's
and
cool.
then it's like, yeah,
No, go ahead,
Anthony,
say
right,
it.
when she had no clue.
E-Rock, you got a clip we can
Tommy.
play? We got a lot of new listeners. They have no idea what we're talking about.
Retarded Laverne and Shirley.
They've known each other since high school, and they were childhood friends, and they just were idiots.
I got an email from Marion recently, or it might have been a Facebook.
Viacom did the right thing, and they put us on the red carpet for the MTV Music Awards. This was right around 9/11, a mere week or two before, I guess.
Right.
And they gave us the prime location where we didn't have to be with any other press. They were trying to take care of us because they were re-signing us. And me and Ann were like, oh, that's wonderful and all, but we don't want to fucking interview these idiots as they're going into this thing.
Yeah.
So we got the retarded Laverne and Shirley to do the interviewing.
And they did a bang-up job.
They scared Mick Jagger. I was standing there, and Mick Jagger walked over, and I shook his hand, and those dummies came over, and he walked away. They blew a Mick Jagger picture.
But you shook Mick Jagger's hand?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, man.
Yeah, I said hello to him.
I'd like that. Yeah. And then they just...
I wonder if he'll remember me.
He might.
No, he's probably one of those guys. Oh, I know you.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
Jimmy
shook hands
Norton.
one time. It was so weird. I wanted to say I like your act, but they hustled me away.
Hustled?
I met Mick Jagger backstage in Syracuse with Brother Weeze, who's still good friends with John Scher, a huge concert promoter. So we're backstage, and there's Mick just kissing John Scher's ass at the time because he was like a massive promoter. And I remember meeting Mick Jagger and just staring at him.
Whoa.
Like a fucking lunatic. I had nothing to say,
No pick?
obviously. No pick.
Oh, man.
And that's one I would have loved to have.
That's a big one.
But everyone's just kind of hanging around like you didn't want to be the idiot.
I'd be the idiot with
I
Mick.
know.
Of course.
This is like 19...
Of course you would.
I want to say 88, 89. This goes way back. Steel Wheels Tour, whatever year that was. Yeah.
I remember
Met
that one.
Mick fucking Jagger backstage. I was like, holy fuck, that's the guy. And I know I look like a complete
Did
idiot.
we talk to him?
No, we were kind of watching because him and John Scher were just shooting the shit at that point. He came up as we were hanging out with John Scher. Yeah. I think it's got pictures with Keith Richards, though.
I do, yeah.
That's a biggie.
I could have got Charlie Watts when he was here, but I was away. Fucking crying.
Aww.
But if you get Keith Richards, you don't need Charlie Watts.
I want all four.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well,
Jimmy's
more-
a collect-them-all
I want
kinda
them all
guy.
four so I can put them in my fucking wall.
Well, there's more than four, though.
Nah, but those 4 or 5, I can get Bill Wyman, but what are the odds of that? I mean, he left in, 1980? I mean, or 90?
Yeah, who cares?
Bill Wyman was pretty important there for a while.
But I'm saying that the 4 guy, I would take those 4.
Who's your 4? Ron Wood, Charlie Watts,
Charlie
Keith Richards,
Watts,
and Mick
Keith
Jagger?
and Mick. Yeah, now Bill Wyman, again, would be a perfect
Some would say
fit.
that's the nucleus.
What
of
about the
band.
dead guy?
Brian Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's died in the 60s, though. I
Oh,
can't.
yeah. Who the hell
He was pretty
remembers him?
important.
Sure, but that's an
And
impossible.
didn't Billy Preston do some time?
Oh, yeah.
I think he
Yeah, I
was the
think
one
you're
that did Beatles and Stones, right?
What a guy.
It's pretty smart on his part.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right, we're babbling.
You rock? Do you have some retarded?
Oh, right. That's why we're babbling.
Well,
I knew there was a reason we were.
Yeah, we were stretching.
Going through them live on the red carpet for MTV. It was mostly a clip show. I have a clip of them talking to Will Ferrell as they walked by.
I don't
a lot
remember
of this
that
stuff's
one.
not cut up in the way that we would do for a quick
Yeah,
hit.
I hear you.
I don't remember the Will Ferrell.
They called him a pole.
No, get what's his name? NASCAR driver guy.
Oh, was it
Earnhardt?
Yeah.
All right.
You got that one?
No, it's all mixed into this whole chunk here, so I'm trying to find it.
Oh.
I don't remember the Will Ferrell being anything special.
They just said, "Are you a Pollock?" in front of the whole crowd of press.
annoying.
Let's hear it. Walk by.
All right,
Just that one line.
Yeah, we'll stay here. Let's listen to that.
Farrell passing by again. It's the retarded Laverne and Shirley.
Hey, check the shirt guy. Do an interview with you. Hey, check the shirt guy. Tic-tac-toe. Yeah. Are you a Pollock? Pants. Love those pants. Cut the pants.
Where do you buy them? At the bargain basement?
Are you a Pollock?
They're just insulting him.
They're just yelling.
Let's shake it.
Tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-toe or something?
You got another one?
She's Chip. She really is.
She is Chip. Yeah.
She's fucking funny, Marion.
You like her,
She
Chip.
killed
yeah.
me. She reminds me of my mother.
Your mother.
Yeah, the Dale Earnhardt Jr. one was good. 'Cause that was awkward.
Yeah, they
'cause
just
his father died very recently.
talking about, we're sorry about your dad.
Right.
Don't
I
bring
have a
that
clip
up.
of them yelling at Andy Dick, but I haven't heard it, so
Let's try it. Yeah, I guess.
Andy Dick. Hey, Andy News Radio. Andy News Radio. Come on, Andy. Hey, Andy, come here. I want to interview you. You guys, come on. Interview you.
Who is the hot chick with Andy Dick?
News Radio. I love that guy.
You mean the beard? Yeah,
I was just going
absolutely.
to say that.
That is a
nice.
What happened to Paulie Shore?
That's right. We were behind them.
Yeah, we were
Just watching the whole
The
scene.
disaster.
I don't think we did one interview that day.
No. God, that was so fucking fun. They were really annoying. That's all. I never realized she's fucking Chip. She is totally Chip. Hilarious.
She had me cracking up, though.
Oh, yeah.
Tic-tac-toe was a good one. Fucking home run, Marion.
Wow. Okay. Big A
Double
614 on the Twitter. Our pal Big A there. He just tweeted a picture of Marion from 4th of July this past summer.
Oh, let's see. Oh, God. What the? Oh, my. She went blonde, huh?
Well, she tried to keep her hair blonde. She doesn't look much different.
Oh, Marion. Oh.
Oh, you thought
I
that?
thought you said retarded Laverne.
Oh, no, Marion, yeah. Big A just tweeted a picture of
Oh,
Marion.
my God. Look at those droopy old tits.
She's got such a, what do you call that? Like where that part of your lip where you can grow your mustache?
Yeah.
Like what's
It's
the name
huge.
of that? She has a Bloomberg-sized one of those.
It's like Chewbacca.
I have absolutely nothing bad to say about her.
Like a chimp mouth.
I loved her, man. Loved her.
Who?
Marion was... You know who fucking loved them is Colin.
Colin, yeah.
Colin couldn't get enough of them.
Loved retarded Laverne and Shirley.
Right. That's when Colin was like, I'm all in with this dumb radio show.
Yeah.
He'll tell you. He used to bring them up. I'm like, look, they've been gone for years.
Yeah, he was very disappointed.
E-Rock just found the Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Oh, okay.
We can play this to break.
All right.
For you, we'd like to do an interview with you.
Do an interview with you. Who are you?
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Who's that?
Dale Earnhardt Jr. Race car.
Dale Earnhardt. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't look like him. I'm sorry about your dad and everything.
Sorry about your dad.
Yeah. You know, so how you doing since, are you running, winning any races?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I don't watch,
You got it.
I don't watch car racing.
I'll enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Here we are. Good, nice interview. Nice jacket.
Beautiful jacket.
Nice pantsuit.
Pantsuit.
Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Got Richie Sambora outside the studio. Let's invite him in. Just say a little hello. Richie Sambora.
Hey, guys.
What's up, man?
What's up?
It's early. What's up?
How are you?
How are you?
See you. Jim.
That's Jim Norton.
Nice to meet you.
Danny.
How are you?
Anthony.
How you doing, man?
Opie.
I'm doing awesome.
Good. Got a new album out, huh?
New album,
Well,
baby.
that's pretty fucking cool. That's something to feel awesome about.
It is. It really is, man.
Yeah.
Usually rock guys aren't this awake in the morning. Like, you seem like you're comfortable being up this early.
Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do.
You don't get up early usually, right?
I do.
You do?
Yeah. I'm a single dad, so I got to drive my kid to school, man. You know, it's really funny because it's a strange dichotomy. You know, it's like some days I get up and I go to the airport and get on a G4 and fly to Paris, and other days I'm, picking up dog poop and taking my kid to school.
There's always something to bring you back down to earth, right? Like you feel like the greatest rock star, and then it's like your kid's like, Dad, you suck, and you're like, all right, you're right.
That's it's like really funny. And I'm going, what the hell am I doing?
How old's the kid now?
She's going to be 15.
Oh, she's 15, so does she like Bon Jovi music?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Because sometimes that works against you guys, and they don't.
No, she likes my music. She especially likes this new album.
Good. Aftermath.
My new album.
Lowdown.
Yeah, Aftermath.
Out tomorrow.
It's going to be out digitally tomorrow, then out on the 25th physically, yeah.
Right. Does she still think you're cool?
Yeah, she does. She thinks I'm cool. Isn't that crazy?
But we hear from celebrities, and when their kids get a little older, and you want to like pull the kid aside and go, "Do you realize what your father is? Why don't you think he's cool?"
I'm lucky enough to have that cool relationship with my kid, where and I do a lot of cool stuff for her. Like if she ever wants to go see a show, it's like she gets the whole VIP package.
Right.
I put her and her friends in a giant SUV, and they go to the gig, and so I'm doing cool things like that. And because I'm away a lot too. Because I'm touring a lot. So then when I'm home, I really plug in with her. And ever since she was a kid, I've always treated her like she was almost an adult. I talk to her like that. So we've always had a pretty
kind of smart.
A lot of just an easy kind of candor between us.
She see you play live, and
what? This is going to be the first time. Yeah, she always comes to Bon Jovi shows. Matter of fact, when we played Giant Stadium here a few years back, I just dragged her out on stage.
That's huge.
And made her dance, with John's kids were out, she was out. But she's an actress now, man. She just got her first movie. She's in a movie, Judd Apatow flick called This Is 40.
Holy shit.
Damn.
That's a good start.
Isn't that weird,
That's
man?
a good start.
So check this out. So the kid tells me, she goes, I want to be an actress, right?
Yeah.
So I go, well, honey, you got to do it the right way. You have go to a teacher, and you have to do the whole thing. I'll get you agent, the whole thing. Right? Goes to the teacher, and I go, I don't know if she's going to be good or not. Because she's my daughter. Of course, I'm going to think she's good.
Right.
So I just was like, and I said, teacher goes, yeah, she's got it. I go, get the noose. Because how many actresses I date and the way that ended up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird business.
How do you know?
Well, it's funny. I've been rejected by enough times. Do you? Now she's starting to bring guys home at that age, 15. Is she interested in boys yet? And it's like you have to go through that screening process.
No, she's got boyfriends.
Does that bother you?
No. You know what? All you can do with your children is actually equip them with the tools to go out there and take care of themselves.
But you know how guys are. Doesn't that drive you nuts?
Believe me, I've told her that.
Okay.
And, it's only her second, little boyfriend kind of thing.
Right.
But, sexuality is moving quite quickly these days because of media, TV, this, that, the other thing, and stuff like that. So it's like, like I said, all you can do is try to give them a cool moral barometer. Because I always tell her like this. I go, you know right from wrong. Because you got to depend on them, because most of the time you're not with them.
You're not going to be around.
You know what I mean? Not going to be around, It's
I asked because I'm going to have a daughter pretty much any day, and it's freaking me out.
You're going to love it.
Well, I'm thinking of the future, though. That's why I look at you, Richie Sambora. When does it get weird? 12, 13?
It hasn't gotten weird yet, knock on wood for me. Right. Because, I talked to her. I said, so, having sex yet?
You do.
Oh, my God.
And she goes, Dad! But I said, look, man, you just talk to me. Let me know what you're doing. I said, but I always go, I don't care. I'm going to tell you one thing. I said, I don't know if it's going to be next week or when you're going to be 25. But whenever you do it, make sure it's protected. I gave her the whole thing.
Right.
And I'm kind of casual about it. And I have that kind of relationship with those.
That's not bad. Because my parents were stiffs when it came to sex.
My parents didn't tell me nothing.
Nothing, right? I got one talk after the film. We talked about this. They showed you the film at school, and then all right, if you have questions, we've prepared your parents, and then I tell the story actually, and it's true. I climbed up into an apple tree. I didn't want to fucking talk about sex with my dad or my mom or anyone else, so I hung out up there all day, and then he forced me to come down so we could have the talk. Like, ugh.
Yeah, that was it. I guess it's kind of weird.
It was weird because they weren't open about it when I was growing up.
Of course, not at all. That generation, God,
they were petrified too that they had to have the talk with their kids, right?
Yeah,
come from a different time.
But you got to talk about it now, though. It's social media and stuff, and Facebook and
Life's
Twitter.
different.
It's like you know that if you don't, I guess, talk about it, they're going to find out about it from 500 other different sources. So it might as well be from at least the way you want to see it.
Absolutely. I mean, just even it's like, you got to take them to see some of the movies that you would think would be even questionable because they're going to see them anyway. Right. So you might as well see them, be able to talk to them about it, hang out with them, and all that.
I like the fact that you don't try to convince your kid like, oh no, I'm like every other dad. You give her the good treatment to the shows. That's why she still thinks that you're cool. Like a lot of celebrities try to make their kids suffer, which is kind of stupid. I think it's great that you don't do that.
I mean, honestly, it's like I feel like she's a partner almost in my career in a lot of ways because she actually lets me be on tour, and I still have jurisdiction.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm still able to say, hey, that's not cool. And she listens to me even though I could be 5,000 miles away. Wow. And that happens a lot, with me.
How's the traveling? Are you bored with that yet? Do you ever get bored with that?
Honestly...
You guys travel the world.
Yeah. Our last tour was 18 and a half months in 52 countries.
Wow.
How about that?
Did it get old or no?
No, you know what? Since we took over managing ourselves probably 1991 or something like that, and everybody started having families and kids and all that kind of thing. So basically what we did was just we all kind of convene and go, hey, we need these couple weeks off, this and that. So we take continents or hemispheres in spurts. Because, you'd be hard-pressed to, name 52 countries right now. Right. You know what I mean? And I just did that last year. But so there's all those good breaks, and, that really serves the family. I got to be honest with you. How can I complain? My job, there's maybe 5 bands on the planet that do what we do.
Right, yeah.
I'm walking out. I went to the Giant game yesterday, right? And when I walked in there, I said, hey, I opened this place and sold it out 4 nights.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's insane. It still freaks me out. I got to tell you something, man.
Whoa. And they squeezed 100,000 in for you guys, right?
Yeah.
At least.
Unbelievable.
The concerts are they squeeze
we do a lot of big gigs. We do an arena run, but especially outside this country, we haven't played indoors since 1988. So we've been doing outdoor, soccer stadiums and baseball stadiums and football stadiums.
Yeah.
I got to ask because I don't get to travel.
Listen, trust me, I pinch myself all the time. Man.
What country do you like going to? Really, you see it on your schedule and you're like, oh, right on. That's one of my places.
I have a lot of friends in London. I really like to go to London. I like Europe in general. Italy is fantastic. France, Paris is great. Anywhere you go where there's a different culture, you're not going to Des Moines. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to get out and do stuff. And now,
so you don't just sit in your hotel room. You get out and try to take it do you guys look at the picture.
That's amazing.
Jesus.
That's
look at this.
Quite a crowd.
Yeah, which one's that?
Big.
We can't even put it on the screen. That's
the O2 Arena.
I like it.
That's even a little one.
I like when you see a bunch of people and you got to go, which one's that? It happens all the time. Yeah.
That's an outdoor soccer stadium, right? That's got to be 80,000 people. Is that?
He said, Richie's saying it's a little one.
If it's the O2, it's the size of, it's about 20,000.
When is
That's the stadium right there. See, there
man.
That one.
Yeah.
That's about 80.
That
might be Hyde Park, which was 96.
When's the last place you guys didn't draw? Do you remember the last time you went out and were like, fuck, man, the tickets are
You know what? No.
You can't remember, right?
I got to be honest with you, man. It's been such an amazing ride here.
How few bands get that kind of longevity and be able to just consistently sell out shows for years.
There's 5 left.
For decades.
It's a really crazy thing. And I think it's our dedication to touring. It's and we've done it right from the outset. We were very smart when we were young and we had nothing else better to do but live out of a suitcase and travel the world.
Yeah.
So we did that for the first 3 years of the band's existence. And we didn't have hit songs yet. but we were a good band, and we kicked everybody's ass.
Right.
And so when the songs started to come, the garden had been seeded.
Yeah.
And then it was reaping benefits.
It was like, I guess Runaway was like your first real big hit on
and
the
it
radio.
wasn't really big. It was just we got noticed.
It was there.
It got noticed.
yeah.
Especially here on the East Coast. It was a regional hit more.
Yeah,
yeah. It was kind of like around here, you know. And then
being right there with MTV, I mean that helps out.
Oh man, that really took us to a new level. I mean, they had to retire our videos.
Yeah,
I mean, like our videos were #1 for like
forever,
3 months at a time.
Yep. Living on a Prayer was like
Wanted and Living on a Prayer and all those things. And I mean, it just continued. So we've been very lucky. But you know, we've also made our luck by a lot of hard work.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, I don't think luck can take you for as long as you guys have been huge. You know,
exactly.
Like, you could get lucky, have a few songs, and then you're just playing reunion gigs. You guys have been touring as. The same thing you guys were when you first started.
Well, you know, I think it's #1. It's a testament of the writing process. You know, John and I got inducted to the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and that was a big honor. I think it was probably the coolest honor I've ever gotten in my life, because your peers, all these great songwriters, you know.
Yeah.
So then, on this record, right, I got a chance to work with on my record. I got a chance to work with Bernie Taupin.
Wow.
Oh shit! Really?
Which I mean, Bernie He's written with three guys in his life.
He could write a song or two.
I think.
Oh, man, when you look at his catalog.
He's got a couple. What has he written? I know who he is.
Every Elton John song
all the Elton John
you sing along to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Bernie and I got a chance to write on this record. And it's just the writing process, when you really start to relate to people, I think that's where it starts. That's the relationship. That's where it starts. That's the foundation. And we've been... lucky enough, well, not lucky, I think we've worked hard enough to be prolific over the last 30 years.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if every Richie Sambora song sounds like Elton John songs now? Because he's just a one-trick pony. He just can write. Shit, now they're on to me.
No, this is Red Brick Road. It's different, Richie. I'm telling you, it's different.
No, it's true, man. That guy's brilliant, I got to be honest
How
with
do
you.
you make sure it doesn't sound like a Bon Jovi record when you do a solo song?
Oh, it doesn't.
But how do you do that? Like, you know what I mean?
No,
you're exploring stuff you don't want to be doing in the band.
I think vocally, too.
No. That's, people have that preconceived notion of what that is, you know?
Yeah.
What happens is that John and I have written every song in the room together at the same time, and it comes out of that specific conversation that specific day. Mm-hmm. So this record, obviously, any solo record that I make comes from a specific conversation with myself any given day, and I get to cover the things that I want to cover. Right. And this album is quite a retrospective album of my life over the last 7 to 10 years or something like that. But what I found through digging through my own stuff, it's everybody's stuff.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of commonality in humanity, man, where people go, hey, I've been through that. And that's the kind of stuff I write about. This record is a really, really authentic record. And what I get to do when you're the boss, you know, like I just hired this amazing band that I hired, and we started jamming, and I said, you know, in rock and roll, there's not a lot of guys that play solos anymore, which is completely strange to me, because when I heard Jimi Hendrix and Jimmy Page and Clapton and Beck, that's the reason I wanted to play guitar.
Yeah.
So besides being a lead singer in this project, I was able to play as much guitar as I want. So there's 4 songs that have, like, extended solos and extended jams, so people have not heard me like this. And what's interesting is that also, it's like the critics I've been getting rave reviews.
Oh, great!
Because they're surprised. A lot of times the record company guys are actually playing them songs and going, not telling them who it is. And then they go, who do you think that is? And they say, Richie Sambora. They go, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? You're kidding. They're actually surprised now, and I'm digging it. And so I'm going out on tour. I start October 9th in Europe, and we put the shows out. First day of pre-sale, they all went clean.
Jeez.
And I think New York goes up today. New York, Philadelphia, Toronto go up today. I'm going to be playing at the Best Buy October 23rd, so please come and see me.
I got to ask you something about songwriting. When you're younger, is it easier to write because you don't really second guess what you're putting out there because you're just a kind of a dopey kid? Is it harder when you get a little older? Do you second guess what you're writing?
It's the exact opposite.
Really?
Yeah, because when you're a dopey kid, you haven't kind of honed the craft yet. There is a specific art to it because you have, there's a specific amount of time.
Yeah.
And you have to tell a story with melody and with lyric, and you have to make it concise. And until you actually hit a song where people get it, like I wrote 50 songs before I wrote the one where it became a real song.
Yeah.
So you're kind of fledgling. And listening habits are very important, because when you listen to songs and songwriters that you admire, you got to say, is this as good as that? And you go, no. It doesn't get good until it gets good. So that happens a bit later. I guess for some kids, maybe like a guy like Stevie Winwood, remember him? He was in Traffic and 16 years old and just killing it.
I mean, content-wise, like lyrically, do you second guess what you're writing and think like, oh God, is that even relevant? Or I would think as a kid writing the lyrics, you wouldn't second guess the story you're trying to tell as much.
Well, you know what the interesting thing is?
Maybe logistically you don't have it as a kid.
Because as a kid, you don't have the experience to look back and go, wow, I don't like
all
that
you know, like, when we first started writing our first albums, it was like the road and women. So consequently, all our songs is about the road and women. You know what I mean? That's all we knew. That's basically what we got,
It worked well.
It worked really good.
It worked for you.
And then you got Super Wet. And that was the thing that really made a different incision. When we wrote a song like Living on a Prayer, first time we ever used two characters, Tommy and Gina, and they in essence were the blue-collar people that were two blue-collar couple that were trying to make it in the world. And it was almost like it was me and John, because we were a blue-collar couple that were trying to make it in the world. Not the gay way, but, and it became, Tommy and Gina became everybody all over the world, and that song became everybody else's. So then when you get to that place where you actually hit it, and then now we have to relate to people. Got to stop singing about our own bullshit.
Isn't everybody on the road and
pounding chicks?
I'm amazed you guys sit in the room together, because everything is done now. It seems like through email and through so I'm amazed you guys would actually just sit in the room together and bang a song out, which I think is probably the best way to be creative.
Yeah, no, we're very old-fashioned when it comes to that. We do it very simply.
So you still do it that way?
Absolutely.
That's the question.
It has not changed.
Have a guitar in your hand and
guitar, a piano, and a couple of vocals.
Instead of everyone mailing in their parts and then someone puts it together for you.
That's a bunch of horseshit.
A lot of bands went down that road.
And
obviously they weren't successful.
Some people do it that way. And also what happens to every piece of material is there's a lot of things that are happening in the world and the culture that are feeding your thought process, and you don't even know it.
Oh wow, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. There's just for instance, obviously, the economy's going bad, this and that, the other thing. I have a song called Nowadays on this record, and also even the political stuff that's happening, the polarization of the parties and stuff like that. All that stuff is kind of creeping into my stuff and creeping into my lyrics. You know what I mean? And it's just so. For me, the way I like to write, I don't really take songs that I wrote 2 years ago or 5 years ago and bring them forward. I write a specific batch of songs for a specific record because I believe that it's current. And I want to take all the influences, whether it be musical, whether it be news-driven, because you can write from a point of observation to when you're a writer.
Right. I think that's smart. Yeah. That's how bands, I think, have longevity, because, when you look back to the 80s, a lot of people were talking about, nuclear war. That was what was on the country's mind. But if you're still only talking about that, it just seems dated. So it's probably better just to leave everything rest and then just kind of write whatever it is that's happening now. That's how bands stay.
Yeah. What's going on today?
Yeah.
What's happening in the present?
It's got to be nerve-wracking to a point, trying to keep up with your history and trying to top yourself or just remain relevant and not worry oh boy, when's the bottom coming out?
You're comparing it to huge things, not media. You're comparing them to massive
success.
The
thing is interesting with us. We've built such a live base, and that's really where it's all. The record business is in the shitter,
Yeah.
So the record actually facilitates the tours now, which was backwards for many, many years, from a business standpoint.
Yeah, the tour used to sell the records.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, now it's so lucky for us, I mean, we were a touring machine for the past 30 years. And like I said, we sell records and we tour the 60 countries. So we actually turn down gigs. I mean, you know, I mean, we just go, okay, look, we're just going to play 100 shows, and it all ends up invariably being 150 shows or something like that.
Wow.
Because you can't turn down
We're
the
not
bread.
going past
know?
150.
You can't turn down the bread, but it's that kind of thing you kind of got to ease into, you know?
Now, you've been around a long time. I wonder this about bands that have been around a while. Do you ever look back at any old songs and go, oh, my God, that part's, you know, I wish I could redo that
a little
part.
douchey.
Just some, yeah, oh, really?
Of course, you know, I mean, hey, look.
I mean, and us as fans, we don't know the difference, obviously, but maybe something in living on a prayer or something.
No. You know what? Honestly, again.
Or I wish I would have changed the lyrics. I would change the lyrics if I had another shot at it.
How about the way we dressed in the 80s? Jesus. That's the same thing. You look back on that and go, what the fuck?
Is it hard to watch the old videos? Is it hard to watch the old videos? But you see the
I never watch them. I don't want to watch them, man.
I don't want to watch them.
You know, but, you know, it's like what happens is, as you said, of course, you're doing your best at the time.
Right.
And maybe you didn't have the knowledge or to have the skill to actually be what was needed for that particular song.
Right.
It's more of like maybe a musical piece or a part of it.
Right.
And then, you know, now if you're going to play that song out on the road, you just change it to where you are now.
Right. Oh, you do?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so you have a little fun with it.
No, listen, we're a bar band.
Right.
We're just a big ass bar band, man.
In
That sells out giant stadiums.
120,000 fucking people.
Hey, did you ever
It's a
have
big
time?
bar.
Ever have times like Metallica did in some kind of monster, like or where like you know the band was going to fall apart? Did you guys go through that too? Is that like every band goes through? I
don't know if every band goes through it, but there was such a meteoric rise for this band. I mean, basically, you know, at the end of our first two records, although we had a gold record and although we had a platinum record, we were broke. I mean, you know, because we were on the road, and when you're on the road, man, we were paying everybody's salary. My road crew was making more money than I was at that point. No shit. And I had, you know, writing royalties and everything like that. John and I put everything up to pay everybody to make sure things were, you know, going to stay together. And, you know, and so when a thing like Slippery happens, okay, you're riding a rocket ship to fame, stardom, and everything that comes with it. Now you got 5 guys that are dealing with that fame and fortune at different speeds. Then you add a little lifestyle in there. Little substance, little girls, all this other stuff, and everybody starts to go in different directions. So, and then, you know, everybody, then all of a sudden, when the finances catapult from going from shit to Shinola, you got to kind of reassess things, you know what I mean? So it took a little while after like 1989 and 1990. At that point in time, we really needed to like be away from each other. From 1983 to 1990, we lived together. I mean, we were crazy, man. We go on vacation together, and we toured months and months, 18, 16-month tours at a clip, right? So at that point, we just was like, fuck you. We need to get away.
You were done
so
after
at
7.
that point, and then we didn't speak to each other for a little while.
How long a period? Yeah.
I don't know. We were both doing records and kind of just needed to be individuals.
A year or two?
Mm-hmm. And pardon?
Was it a year or two? We're just trying to figure out the timeline.
About a year, maybe.
About a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
About a year. And then, you know what? We got a guy, like a corporate guy, that comes in and puts Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Shit.
And it worked. And we just realized that it was just like, hey, man, look, you put all those things together. You know, being broke, then being rich. And everybody's experienced it at different times, and the substance, and all the stuff, the business stuff, like the manager sticking in your ear and this, that, the other thing. And we realized we all forgave each other and went, of course that happened.
Right.
It's not like, hey, you're a jerk off. It was more like, you know, it was like, of course that shit was supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen. And so what we did is we reconfigured. We became the managers. We started managing ourselves. We were in control of our own destiny. And we put out a record called Keep the Faith. That record sold 10 million records, and we had the biggest tour of our life to date, that particular tour.
And that almost didn't happen. You figure it all out.
And you figure if the Beatles had done that, like even a band of that magnitude, they couldn't figure out how to stay together.
They were only around 6 years.
Yeah.
People forget that. 6, 7 years.
Yeah, and it was a whole different... You know, just the business was very different back then.
Sure.
Everything was, and they were the kings. Let's face it.
Right.
Do you like it better now? Is it easier for you guys with you have a digital download release and then a hard copy release? Do you like it better now, or do you prefer it the old way?
You know, I liked the record business when it was quicker. It worked great for us. I mean,
what a great way to say it.
Yeah, when it was
yeah, man. Yeah. I liked it when it was crooked, man. You know, it's like it really worked. You know, it was fun too. You know what I mean?
Guy
it
going
was
into radio stations and
yeah, it was a lot more fun.
Schmooze him a little bit.
Yeah, it was more fun. You know, but I mean, you know,
funny, man.
you got to roll with the punches now. You know what I mean? And that's you know, it's even like making this record, the aftermath of the Lowdown for me is like, first of all, the expectations for me are I wanted to make something that people are going to relate to and people are going to be able to rock and I think I've been getting such critical acclaim on this record. I'm really surprised and happy because really Bon Jovi don't get that much critical acclaim. And I'm going to be able to go out and play this record as an individual and go out and jam my ass off, and that's what I'm really looking forward to. And show people that I'm a lead singer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That I was a lead singer in all the bands I was in before I got to Bon Jovi.
Right.
So, it's a kind of a welcome return to actually, and I did this with an independent label, with my independent label, and I have all these different distributors. So basically, I'm the boss. And I am enjoying that process completely.
That's awesome. Why do you think the critics did? Because the critics, they've fucked so many great bands by not giving them. What do you think it was about you guys that they didn't give you guys the respect?
I mean, it's predominantly it's in the United States. It's not really outside. Domestically, we've had a problem because of the whole stupid hairband thing. Which, guess what? All the hair bands were from the West Coast. We're from New Jersey. We were kind of coming from a glam period, like from CBGBs and, those cats and Great Gildersleeves and Maxes and those kind of things. I mean, I grew up in that period. I was in a band called the Screamin' Mimes.
Wow.
That was signed to Swan Song Records when I was like a 19-year-old kid, Yeah.
I don't think
so. That's where that look, and if you remember the Cats in the Club band at those times, kind of were looking like that.
Right.
And we were broke.
Right.
We shopped at Chess King at the mall, you know what I mean? I don't think we had no fashion sense. We were horrible.
I don't think you have to explain that point too much because all the hair bands obviously went away. When you got swept into that genre of hair bands, your shelf life was extremely short.
Exactly.
And there's only a few bands that made it past that.
And you know what's interesting? It didn't get out of this country.
Really?
That whole moniker of the hairband thing never escaped.
Right.
This country. So when you go to Europe or you go to Australia or South America or Canada even, it just never got up there. So the stigma wasn't around us.
Right.
So even when grunge came in, our whole thing was we were just going to go out and play countries that nobody plays. So we went Indonesia.
Oh, no kidding.
Kuala Lumpur. And we were doing 50,000 seaters in Kuala Lumpur. We played Bombay, India. 50,000 people showed up.
So you waited for the grunge thing to just do its thing?
Yeah, so I mean, if you're playing 40 countries and 20 are up and 20 are down, 20 are still up.
Yeah.
You got a story to bounce off of. Then you come back to America and set that on fire.
That's smart.
So it was like that's the way we did it.
No
from
flannels
a business
for you
level.
guys.
No, it was
no
good.
no flannel shirts for them.
Definitely a strategy to it.
That's smart.
Yeah. Most people don't think of that. They just think, they're just out doing something. But
maybe we could do a grunge song.
Went behind that. That's pretty cool.
Let's try a grunge song.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we could fit in with this whole movement.
That's what I'm saying.
Like when Rush
and
was
also
rapping.
too, right?
Like Rush rapping.
Yeah, if a band like us, if we tried to do that, come on, it's like everybody, the fans know you're bullshit.
Yeah.
You got to stick to who you are and evolve yourself.
Right.
And, we kind of all cut our hair at that point to kind of disavow that whole thing and say, look, how about this? And put out a record that sell 10 million records.
Yeah.
So we kind of went,
Why is the hair so important? Remember when Metallica cut their hair? Everyone's like out of their mind.
People just feel like you're selling. It's this fan thing of you're changing, and because everyone associates short hair with their parents. Like growing up, we thought long hair was cool and short hair was your dad.
Yeah.
So when a band would cut their hair, they would go, oh, "Fuck it, they're becoming like my parents." It's no longer a rebellion, even though the bands were the same. And fucking Metallica hasn't changed. You guys haven't changed.
It's the same shit.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Long hair almost looks. It looks bad sometimes.
It's like it's trying too hard.
Unless you're Ozzy, then it looks fine. But I mean, even fucking Kiss and a bunch of bands cut their hair at one point. It didn't look as good when they did it, though. When you guys look more normal with short hair.
They cut their wigs.
Paul Stanley didn't look quite as good with the short hair as fucking as Bon Jovi does. But I think also critics don't give blue collar guys as much. There's an elitism with their attitude where the blue collar is just plain and simple people. And a lot of bands, I think, that have, no matter how popular you are, the critics don't seem to love them.
It kind of works against you, yeah. I mean, it seems like the more esoteric you are, depending on the publication, obviously, that they're gonna, they're gonna really run towards something that is like way left to center.
Right. Do you,
know what I mean?
Do you remember reviews that you got very early on in your success that were like, oh, these guys aren't going anywhere?
Oh, yeah. Wait, check this out. The Rolling Stone, when Slippery Wets came out,
of course.
a smudgy copy of Quiet Riot. No shit.
Smudgy.
A smudgy copy of Quiet Riot.
Great.
And then 17 million records later, we were on the cover of the Rolling Stone.
And how many years later, still doing it?
Yeah, we've been a band for 30 years now.
That's unbelievable.
Christ.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think, man, and I mean, it's, and last year, we had the biggest tour on the planet. Our 18 months was the biggest tour on the planet. I mean, still, I mean, honestly, it's flabbergasted. I walk out there and I just go, again?
Again.
You're coming to see me again, Damien?
I say the exact same thing for the exact opposite reasons. I'm like, a half a room again?
I can't even imagine the energy you must feel when you walk out on that stage.
It's pretty insane.
Over 100,000 people.
It's insane.
Do you still get a little bit of anxiety or butterflies or anything?
No, I get excited.
You get excited.
You know what? The one thing that I've managed to do that has kept my feet on the ground is that, number one, if you're a working musician these days, you should be happy. If you're able to feed your family and you're able to go and work. When you're at my level, if you complain, you're an asshole. Right? So I never take that for granted, no matter what. If I'm walking into a studio with the Cats and I'm going to lay down some tracks, man, it's just an opportunity. It's a godsend for me to be able to do this kind of stuff and work out and play music and create and then walk out in front of a stage and play my songs and have it being received to all these people. It's something that you can't take for granted. So that's number one. And then you have to compartmentalize the media and all the crap that they write about you. And Lord knows I've been up and down and all around in the media and the tabloids, and I have been for years. And it's like, I don't let that get involved with the musical process and the art process of what that is. And then, and I've always had a lot of fun with the media anyway. So I'm a gabber, as you guys can tell. So I love to talk to people.
Is there any part of your personal life that you feel you would have done better at had it not been for the success that you've had?
Not really at this point. I mean, sometimes, the stuff that comes out, I would think that would tweak my daughter.
Right,
and I don't want my parental kind of, kind of hold that I have on her, diminish any because somebody writes some crappy thing about me or me, just going to rehab or whatever. That kind of happens, those kind of things. So, but you know what? I've been very, very frank with her about it. So now it's like, no.
That's cool. Yeah, there's no nothing that could pop out and surprise anybody.
Another reason why I made this record, and I covered a couple of those kind of things that happened in my life. I would have been remiss not to do it if I was really wanting to make an authentic record. And it's like, it's out there. You know what I mean? Right. So, and it's like, look, guess what? This happened to me. I'm sure it happened to a lot of people. And it's not the only thing. The record really is a very optimistic record, and it's about triumph, about coming out on the other side with adversity and actually being better and more understanding and more grown up. And now, I mean, I'm coming at this shit like I'm taking like guitar lessons again and shit like that. I really am.
Richie Sambora taking guitar lessons?
Yeah, man, I do.
Crazy.
I found a cat in California that works with these alternative tunings, and you sound like actually two people when you're just one guy. Wow. And it's a whole other way. I taught myself how to play, so obviously when you're teaching yourself how to play, you miss some of the nooks and crannies that are on the way because you're just aiming towards blues and rock and the stuff that I was aiming for, So I just wanted to kind of add some other kind of elements to my learning process. So I decided to take some lessons, and I have a vocal coach that keeps me in shape because the throat is like a muscle. So it's just like you got to work it out. And if you want to your voice wants to stay steady after 18 months and being 53 years old, you got to work out, man. It's just a part of the process. I look at it at a very athletic level.
Wow.
You ever go to play? Sorry, Jimmy.
That's okay.
You ever go to do a live show and go like, "Fuck, man, I don't have it in my voice tonight." Or, that's a panic.
It's a total anxiety thing. But see, after all these years, what you get, and through the coaching, there's the little tricks that you have to do. And
what's the trick for your voice if you have to? Because I know the people have like a steroid shot or something in a pinch.
Well, you can, but that's when you're really bad. You got to be kind of like. Then they give you the steroid shot, and it basically brings down the swelling in your cords. So it's not like it's an anabolic steroid. It's not like the guys that take football. This actually shrinks. Your stuff. You know what I mean? But it's just like a regimen of you got to sleep. That's very important. You got to be disciplined about that. So if you want to go out and act up, you can't do it.
Yeah.
You got to go to sleep. Sleep is the only way to repair your throat. There's different. You got to steam. And actually, a workout is actually good because it gets the muscles all heated up and it gets them warm. So there's just things you can do to kind of ease into it, and you have to warm up. Just like before a workout, you stretch. You got to stretch those cords. Got to ease into your, you can't just come out and go,
Yeah, right. 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, you're going to just kill yourself.
Brian Johnson said that's what he does, though. He said the other guys would fucking kill him if they caught him warming up. He said,
you know what? But that guy's got a battery in his neck. He's turning that sucker up, man. I mean, he's incredible.
He's been on the show. He's a trip.
He's a great guy.
Oh, we love him.
Great guy.
Because his voice doesn't have to be melodic necessarily. I mean, I guess if he's having an off night, it's kind of a little harder to tell.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, man, it's hard to scream like that.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it night after night.
I don't know how anyone can do that on tour, especially night after night like that. It's beyond me. I think what's interesting with you, most people are like, okay, he's the guitarist for Bon Jovi. I think with Wanted, just that one word, when you sang backup in that and sang Wanted, people are like, oh, wow, that sounds really good. Like, you weren't able to sing one fucking word, and people were like, hey, he could sing.
That's good.
It was very surprising. I was like, wow, fucking guy's got a voice. But you are a lead singer in your other band.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, when you travel to places like Indonesia, I wanted to ask you this, too, because that's such culturally, different from us. Is there any change in what they tell you guys, like, look, watch out for this or watch out for that? And do you go out in places like that that are kind of deemed
sketchy,
a little nerve-wracking for some citizens?
For Americans.
Yeah, we do. They put like a SWAT team around us or something. And I have done that. Like in this past tour, we were in Athens, and I'd never been to the Parthenon and all that other stuff,
right?
and I had to see that.
I saw it.
So, the promoter was nervous as shit. So I honestly had like 4 guys on motorcycles and bodyguards around me because it was one of those things, because we had 68,000 people waiting to see us in the Olympic Stadium the next night. I said, but listen, man, I got to get out. I want to see culture.
Right.
It's one of the perks of my job. I want to feel what's happening. And you know what? I talked to some people. I talked to protesters. I was hanging out in the middle of all that shit. It was really, really funny. I have this really cool picture of me standing on a wall, and in graffiti it said, "Eat the rich." Right in the middle of Athens, you know what I mean? It was like really, really cool. And it was like,
You guys played in the first Olympic Stadium? The original one?
No, this was the last one that they built, that real beautiful one.
Yeah, because they got the original there, too.
Oh, in Greece?
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
It was scary to go, if you went, within the last year or two. That's frightening the way things are happening over there.
Yeah, we were there, last summer.
I went 10 years ago. You could just walk around, no big deal.
But all these protests.
Now.
Oh, it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Mexico, do you guys still play Mexico right now?
It's bad down there. Yeah, we played Mexico City, and when you're down in Mexico and South America, you basically have to hire a security team that's indigenous to that specific area, because they know where not to go. And basically, like in Mexico City, they wouldn't let us out. They said, hotel, gig, hotel, airport.
That's it, yeah.
And I'm talking guys armed with machine guns and flanking our vans to get back and forth.
Oh, you guys would be imagine kidnapping Bon Jovi for ransom.
It's a monetary thing. They're worried that you can.
And it's like that in places in South America, but it's easing up and it's not that bad. But we don't care. We kind of go and play. Doesn't matter.
So, but you can't go out and enjoy Mexico City. If there's a restaurant you want to go out to, are you able to do that? Or
I have done in the past, but over the last 10 years, no.
It's probably better not to.
Yeah, you just got to, do what you can. And, you know, we did 2 stadiums down there, 2 nights in Mexico City. We've been going down there for a long time.
Amazing.
That success,
just to hear it,
is amazing.
I know.
Night after night,
we know
of
the
arenas.
success, but just to hear about
Who can do that? There's like you guys. There's like
You
the Stones,
two,
U2,
Stones,
and
that's-
Bruce.
and Bruce.
and maybe Jimmy Buffett is a much bigger tour than people.
But that's
I don't think
really
he's on
niche.
that level. Yeah, you're right.
He's
That's
really
much more.
niche.
Yeah, well, you know,
US,
Jimmy is definitely domestic.
Oh yeah, he is.
He's
Right?
unbelievable. I mean, he's working. I love that guy. He's crazy, man. It's unbelievable. He's a smart dude.
But he's not going over to Germany and like filling up
yeah,
arenas.
the country music doesn't reach that far, unfortunately.
I finally saw my first Bruce Springsteen show. Holy fuck!
No,
amazing.
Jesus.
Just
There's
amazing.
nobody like him, man.
Holy fuck!
You know,
62, I think, at this point,
and
running
man,
around like he's 40 something.
The last time I seen him, I was in London and he was playing Hyde Park, and I had to go. You know, he's a friend of mine. I've played with him many times, and he's frightening. He's that good.
Yeah.
I mean, to be that.
You don't realize how soulful he is.
Oh man, he's deep. Those
he's got
lyrics
some
and
soul.
shit. I mean, that cat's deep.
Is there a Jersey pride with you guys? When you're just like, we came from Jersey.
We're the biggest on the planet. Both Jersey guys, right?
You know, I got to tell you something. I mean, there's a Jersey pride thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm going to go see Bruce while I'm here for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely stopping in. Even if I just catch a couple songs because I've been so busy.
Say
doing
hi
all
to
this
stupid
stuff.
Roland. He's there all the time.
He might ask you though to play a number or two.
That's what I want to ask. How does he like if you're going to go up and jam with somebody? Do they call you a day in advance, like or do they?
No, we're Jersey guys. We jam. That's what we do.
Like, will he say?
That's the way we grew
if
up.
you're
We
there?
grew up cutting heads. That's what we do.
He'll say, "Hey, do you want to come up tonight and play?" And you're like, "All right."
If he calls me up, I'll play. Absolutely.
That's hilarious.
Absolutely. I mean,
well, don't you have to negotiate that first?
No, when Bruce says go, you say go. No problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's like that's a great
I'll have
thing.
my lawyer call you.
You know,
a
I'm
lawyer.
still in awe of my heroes, and
Who are you?
you know, actually, you know, I'm doing the London show. I texted Jimmy Page this morning about
wow.
coming and playing with me in London. See what you want to do.
Did he get back to you?
Jimmy Norton.
I haven't looked yet. My phone is somewhere else.
That's all I'd be doing is looking. That's how you know you're famous, when you text Jimmy Page and you don't check immediately to see if he's getting back to you.
Your heroes are obviously Hendrix, because that's I remember reading that's why you started playing, right? When
Sure.
you learned he died or something like that.
No.
At 12 years old.
No, you know what? I started teaching myself at 13 and a half.
Okay.
I played before that. I played accordion. Believe it or not, I started out on accordion, and then I was doing like trumpet and sax and in the school band, and I wasn't getting no chicks, man. So I had to switch to guitar.
That's it.
But I always wanted to be a guitar player. I always wanted to be like in the Beatles. So I started to teach myself then. But the reason I did it really is because when I heard these guys play guitar, like they were emotional. You know, like Duane Allman and Jimi Hendrix and Jimmy Page and Clapton and Cream and Jeff Beck and all those guys were like, man. I said, I got to do that. That's what I really wanted to do. And obviously from a songwriting standpoint, I was listening to the Beatles and Bob Dylan, Rolling Stones. And in essence, I think I grew up in what I call the Renaissance of music. Because at that point in time, there was so many different genres of music that were happening, and you weren't kind of delegated to be just into one genre. You could actually walk down every musical avenue. I mean, in the Fillmore, you could walk into, like, Zeppelin was playing, B.B. King was playing, and Joan Baez opened the show. You know what I mean? So it was like a gamut. You could walk into anything, man, and it was all good.
That is true. A lot of people, you know, nothing was considered like crossover back then. It was just kind of there. You know, for you to pick and choose what you wanted.
And it was all cool. You could, like, you know, then it got really, 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 like, very stiff where, you know, if you were into, like, heavy metal, you couldn't be into rap. Or if you were into rap, you couldn't be into folk or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, now it's all
Southern rock
cross-pollination.
guys didn't like the fucking new wave guys. And yeah, very weird.
You know, now it's all about cross-pollination.
Yeah. So you basically just said that, like, if you had been blown a few times as an accordion player, there never would have been a Bon Jovi.
Or it would have sounded a lot different. Yeah, it really would have sounded.
Good possibility, Cat.
That's amazing, though, how, like, those are the guys that get the chicks. It's like, it's fucking great.
How do you feel about rock music? It's kind of gone away as far as new bands coming up.
You know, I think there's a lot of good bands out there now. They're just starting.
Which ones do you like?
You know, I listen to a lot of indie bands. There's a band called Silver Sun Pickups, Fits in the Tantrums. I like My Morning Jacket. You know, bands like that. You know what? I am a guy that picks up 3 albums a week at least.
Still.
Because, I run on a treadmill. You got to keep in shape at my age, if you're going to get through all this shit. So, basically, that's why I like to listen to new music.
Richie is so into music.
Yeah.
Like, that's a guy that if you didn't make it in music, what do you think you'd be doing? You'd probably just be a bum.
You never know.
No, I'm fucking with you.
You never know.
You're so into music. Like, it's in
my DNA, really.
Yeah.
I would be a musician doing something, but, I grew up in a very blue-collar thing, and my dad taught me, like, you're the man. You got to have a job. You got to support your family. This is what you got to do. And so I would be doing whatever, but I would have to play music. Music was a deep part of my fabric, and I had ear, I swear to God, man. I would hear something on the radio. I could pick up the guitar and basically play that.
Wow.
Just from
talent.
ear.
That's exactly
so
what
I understood the language of music very early. Very early.
And you can read music, right? I mean, that's such a dumb question.
I did it ass backwards, man. I started teaching myself, and how to do things by ear. And then I went back and took theory courses and kind of put it together backwards.
Gotcha.
To a point where I was, adept at both.
But that's something like an artist. You could teach somebody to pick up a paintbrush and paint a picture, but if you have that natural ability, that puts you well beyond people that have to learn it. You could then take lessons to improve yourself, but if you don't have that initial, just like you said, in your DNA, I don't think you're going to attain that greatness that a lot of people do.
The thing is that, like when people will come see me play on the solo tour, they're going to see me wind out. And when I actually get out of my body and I'm just letting shit roll, where it's just, you're going to see the creative process on the spot. That's what's real.
See, that's
what you went to go see Led Zeppelin in the old days, or Jimmy, or Eric play with Cream, or something like that. These guys were creating on the spot. That's the sex. That's the jizz right there. That's what you want to see, and that's what the women want to just go, I love you.
Because certain guitar players will just play a part in the song because that's where it fits, and it needs a guitar here. You guys are playing it out of feel. Like, I feel that should be here, and it should be played this way. And it's not just this technical insert slot A into...
Exactly. And what I've done specifically, especially on this record, is I come in with an architecture of a good song, and then so you're working it up. And the process is you start jamming, things start cooking, and all of a sudden it's sounding real great. I'm like, roll tape, go. So the stuff that you're hearing is kind of coming off the floor organically.
Oh, you mean it's not the 1000th take?
Yeah,
it's kind of like music a little bit, don't you think?
Honestly, the first couple of takes are usually the best.
Yeah.
Once you get to kind of like you could actually understand what the changes are in the song and everything like that. Then I just kind of left stuff going and enjoyed it to the point where, as I said, on records nowadays, rock bands. And even though there's a lot of good guys out there, I believe that they're not winding out. Like we used to hear on Zeppelin 1.
The process looks exhausting. When you get to see those documentaries of these guys putting their albums together, you're like, holy fuck, man.
And I'm sure you remember, though, too, with the big fucking track machines, with the tapes going, and what a pain in the ass it was with a bum take. Yeah. And then he'd have to rewind. Now it's just... fucking just keep playing, do everything, we'll fix it, and because digitally you could just rip the shit apart.
Absolutely.
But with tape, it was a lot more arduous.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, you know what though? It was all fun.
Yeah,
it was all fun, man. I mean, it was all fun. I mean, I love every part of the whole process, the writing process where you're actually making shit out of nothing, sitting in your bedroom and conceptualizing the song and writing the song. Then you bring it to the band in the studio and it becomes a record. And that's beautiful. And then obviously the end process is taking it to the people and getting that immediate gratification of this song is getting through. That's, I mean,
holy
so the
shit,
whole process, the whole
it.
gamut, and then, throughout the years, I've learned how to be a producer. I've learned how to do all that kind of stuff from a technical aspect of things, you know, and that's beautiful too. You know, I've been lucky enough to produce a couple bands and to produce a bunch of hit songs for other people and
nice
bunch of stuff. You know,
well, we should listen to something off the new record.
Yes, and it's called to know. It's Aftermath of the Lowdown, and tomorrow is the digital download starts.
Digital download starts tomorrow.
And you can, of course, the real Sambora is Richie on
my Twitter.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Cool. You went to the game yesterday, so Giants, what do you think this year?
Man, they looked like crap in the first half. I was afraid.
And I like that, because I'm a Jets fan.
You know, they looked like crap, and then they came back.
I know, Eli had a fucking monster.
Eli had a monster game at the end.
Almost set the passing record.
Unbelievable.
3 yards short of Phil Simms' record there.
Yeah, it was great to see.
You liked the game?
I loved it.
My Jets,
Richie.
my Jets sucked yesterday. I'm fucking mad.
Yeah, I felt bad for you, man.
Do you really?
I felt bad. You know,
You're
they
not
look
one
good. And week 1, they look great.
Sanchez like, all right, we got a quarterback. And
I know, right?
Yesterday he had one. The first series was great, and then he fell apart the rest of the game.
Hey,
and
what
Tebow
did Peyton do yesterday?
Peyton plays tonight.
Oh, Peyton plays tonight.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Yeah, you're not one of these guys. Giants suck. You go to the Jets, are you?
You know what?
Thank you.
I got to tell you
respect
something.
you.
I like football. I watch every game.
Right.
I got that DirecTV thing, and if I'm not at a game, I'm like
Red Zone.
You know, I'm totally watching everything.
You do the Red Zone?
I do the Red Zone, but I also like to switch too because I'm in a pool with a bunch of guys, and it's a lot of fun, man. You know, so I'm a big sports guy from day one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, actually, you know, John and I owned the Philadelphia Soul, the arena team.
I know.
You know, we had a lot of fun with that. We won the Arena Bowl after 6 years.
I know.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That is cool.
When it's your team,
it's cool.
Ooh, it's a whole other deal. Oh yeah, no, it's like you're in it, man. You're in the locker room with the guys saying a prayer. And, come on, motherfucker. You know, it's a different thing, man.
All right, we're gonna play "Every Road Leads Home to You" from Richie Sambora's new CD, "Aftermath of the Lowdown." This was fun, man. Come back and see us.
I'd love to see you guys again. Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you,
Richie Sambora, everyone.
Sirius XM. It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
Wow, that was cool. Richie Sambora. He could talk.
Yeah, he's great, man.
I don't understand some people that listen to this radio show.
Did Roland ask him?
Yeah. This guy just writes. Where is it?
But then did he ask him? Oh. Okay, sorry.
Where is he now?
I'm trying to get him for Boneyard, but he might have to leave.
Right.
But because this might have been his out time anyway. I was trying to get 5 minutes or 10 minutes with him for the Boneyard show. But I thought he was a fun interview.
Yeah, I tweeted that we had a great time with him, and then this guy writes, and it's more. I'm trying to understand how people think. Trust me, because it's just one dummy. He wrote. He wrote. Where the fuck is it now? Oh, here we go. Fucking boo! Richie Sambora, really? Fuck him and Bon Jovi. They stink. Now here's my point. He's just one idiot. Trust me, I get that part of the game. But it's like, he was really interesting as far as talk radio goes.
He's a rock star, and he's
a rock star that has stories because he
There you
travels the world, and he's in front of well over 100,000 people on most nights.
Yeah.
And he's talking about armed guards in Greece, and he's talking about Mexico City and this and that. It was fascinating to listen to the guy, whether you like or don't like his music.
Yeah, he's an interesting
Why
guy.
is it that you go, oh, he's one of the guys from Bon Jovi? Well, I don't like Bon Jovi, so no, I'm not going to listen.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand about his comment. You have every right to think that way, but I don't get it, you know? Because it's not like we're sitting here playing a million Bon Jovi songs.
No.
The part of him you don't like, the Bon Jovi's music, we didn't play any of that. We played one of his solo songs, you know, at the end there.
Which was good.
Right. Because I'm not a huge fan of Lady Gaga, let's say, okay? But if someone that knew what the fuck they were doing was interviewing Lady Gaga, I would absolutely listen.
Sure. Lady
I would
Gaga.
absolutely listen thinking this could be fucking kind of interesting to listen to.
Remember that? Lady Gaga.
Who was that?
In 60 Minutes. The dead guy.
You know who was an interesting... oh, fuck, I just had it and it went away.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But it was something you were saying. It was like somebody who I wouldn't have been interested in their music, but hearing them interviewed was really...
Oh, fucking Ronnie's done a million times. What the fuck did he...
I just can't remember. I just had it.
I have a couple that Ronnie have done over the years, too, and it's like, who the fuck was it? Shit. Whatever. Someone that I would absolutely never download any of their shit. But I know Ronnie could do a good interview, and I'm like, and I was so into just listening to this guy talk. to the point I don't remember who it was.
By the way, I had to Google image his daughter. Holy shit.
Hot?
I think she's going to go far.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's pretty fucking... She's only 15 at this point. But,
yeah, can we say...
I mean,
Get
she's,
the fuck out of here.
She's quite a looker.
She's already on the runway, too, or is that... That's
don't
her?
know what that is, yeah.
No, don't do the runway. Runway model. I like them when they're just...
I'm trying to...
I like them when they're just regular fucking girls without all that over-the-top makeup.
Man. Oh, man.
Wow, which one do you pick first?
I know. All right, just go to something. Oh, man. Dude.
Lovely. Holy God.
Oh,
Jimmy just goes, holy God.
She's a lovely, lovely young lady.
Yeah, he's gonna be fighting them off.
Do another. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh, shit.
Who's the mom, Heather?
Yeah.
Locklear?
That's Heather Locklear fucking shit in there.
Right.
She's got them fucking moves.
Dude, 52 different countries.
I know, in 18 months.
Jesus.
That is...
Danny
the magnitude
knew
of that
exactly
is
what to put in the search engine.
Yeah, you just want to be famous in one country. He's famous in at least 52 countries.
In
He's
all of them.
Massively famous. Yeah, he probably could play in just about every single country out there.
Selling out just 100,000.
That's what Sam would put in. Rock star offspring, and then you just get fucking people.
Yeah.
On those.
You just get pictures of noodles.
Yeah.
Noodles. But Richie was great. I like
Roland go? He just left.
I liked his stories. His stories.
Yeah.
Stories.
So, you want to hear what Yahoo does for their people?
What you mean?
Sure.
You know.
Oh, Yahoo.
You know how? I think you know it at this point. I'm kind of obsessed how companies treat their employees. I'm obsessed by this.
Yeah.
Yahoo offers every employee the iPhone 5.
Oh yeah.
Just like, here you go.
How many people?
Huh?
How many people is that? I wonder.
Yahoo. Jesus, that's a good question, but
quite a few.
22 countries. They're in 22 countries, and they're offering every employee an iPhone 5.
iPhone stink. Yeah, first of all, look, you don't have to be a fanboy. I understand that. But to say iPhone stinks is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Maybe you like another phone more than the iPhone. Maybe you don't like Apple products as much as you like other things.
But it doesn't
to say
stink.
it doesn't stink.
Look who wrote it though. It's fucking it's Steve Blackberry.
Look, I haven't made the leap into the iPhone world, but I acknowledge it's a good phone.
It's like
I've chosen the
dumb.
I've chosen the Galaxy S3, but I could see how that's fucking cool that 12,500 employees are getting a brand new iPhone 5 from Yahoo.
You just come off stupid, sounding like an idiot when you say things like that.
iPhone sucks.
Yeah, well,
but
stink.
So
it does stink. I'm done. I threw up all that Kool-Aid.
Are you done?
What phone? What
it loses
phone?
the 3G too much. Fuck that.
What did you do?
Well, I'm probably gonna swap out, get something else. But
What,
I've had iPhone, I've had AT&T, now I've had Verizon, and they both lose 3G every 20 minutes. It's ridiculous.
What phone did you get working here at SiriusXM?
None. That's why I'm getting rid of my iPhone. I can't get a phone to work here. So
Won't they give you a phone here if you use their? Then they get to take it back or some shit?
Well, don't get me started, Jimmy.
Why, Opie?
What happened was they gave me a shitty work phone. So I said, you know what? I'm going to fucking upgrade and get a really nice phone for myself. And then at the end of that, when I wanted to upgrade that phone, I wanted to give that phone to my brother. They said, oh, no, even though you bought that phone because our software is on it, it is now our phone.
Ah,
They wanted it even though you bought it?
Dude, they won that battle.
Who said that to you?
They won that battle. This is a few years ago. With a phone I actually bought, it brought in and said, here, this is what I want to use as my work phone because you gave me a shitty one. Fast forward, whatever it was, 8-9 months. I'm like, okay, my brother, he's not doing as well as I am. He would love a relatively new phone. They're like, no, sorry, we can't give it back to you because we now own it, even though I paid for the phone.
Were they
to this
paying
day,
for the new
it drives
phone?
me fucking nuts.
Were they paying for the new phone?
What do you mean?
Meaning, like you said, they said no, we own.
No, I
this
never
phone.
gave him another phone to fucking do that to.
They didn't buy a new phone for you?
I got the work phone. It's on my dresser at my house. I haven't touched it in months because it's an old phone.
Once their emails and stuff are on it, it becomes their property.
Becomes their property.
How stupid is that?
Even though I bought it, and I argued this point, and I actually lost this point. I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted to give it to my brother.
What a bunch of fuckers.
But Yahoo turns around and gives all their employees a brand new iPhone 5 like it's nothing.
And they're taking out, the best part of that is that they're no longer doing BlackBerry. I'm so happy those arrogant scumbags at BlackBerry are they're gonna go out of business.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go to BlackBerry. I bought the Storm because it had Verizon, and they made it a click. It gotta be like the buttons. There you go. Goodbye.
That's what they did. They like that little clicky feel.
Bye-bye.
Because that's what people want, is a buttony, clicky feel. Boy, that guy that thought that.
Boy, did they fuck that up.
Fucking dummies.
You think they fucked that one up?
I hate them. I think they're a terrible company.
Screens.
I was a BlackBerry guy for way longer than I should have. And I don't
go with this.
My cell phone guys, to this day, I go, let me see that new BlackBerry product. And every time now I'm like, oh, God, no. They still can't figure it out.
Gotta have the button. Gotta have the button.
People like the buttons.
That is funny. Him and the new Coke guy are sitting at a bar all drunk just going, yeah, people just didn't appreciate the genius of it, man. Yeah, fuck them.
I hope at some point in the future, like, clear soda is, like, all the rage. And, like, the Crystal Pepsi guy's like, fuck me.
Come on, man.
Yeah. By the way, Bob and Tom are doing prostate exams on their regular radio show.
All right.
A bit we're not allowed to do anymore.
There you go. Remember when we did that?
Wait, we can do it here, can't we?
I don't think so. Well, maybe with Dr. Steve. We sort of got that.
I think we can legally, as long as all the right
yeah, fair enough. I think we sort of could do that.
We did it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good on
that. All right. I'll take that slam back. By the way, we ran out of time, but that stupid mayor of ours got the sugary drink fucking thing in.
Yeah, of course he did. Of course
he got the ban in. I'm just amazed by that.
Well, it's like someone said, you can't get a UFC vote, but you can do this because you know the fucking nanny, mommy Bloomberg wants to tell everybody how to live, and she can certainly do that. That fucking old queen. But we can't get a UFC vote here.
So local government is deciding how much soda you could have at one time.
Sure.
That's just amazing to me in America.
He has said that he's put a lot of these things in place since he's become mayor, and people are all up in arms against it, but you can't find one thing that he's done that people now complain about because they've all accepted it and now
what
actually
are some of the other
them.
ones?
The smoking thing and putting the restaurant ratings, putting the calorie counts, and
that's all
fine. Things like that. Well, that's what he's saying is like that is the same as this.
No, it's not. This one is way. The other, the calorie count is just educating people.
That's letting you know, right?
People know if they have a sugary drink, it's not good for them.
Let me tell you.
I'm sorry, and if they don't know, then fuck them.
Who brought up the greatest fucking point about this was Danny Ross about the movie theaters.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even think about this. When you go into a movie theater, you're going for fucking 3 hours with the previews and everything, and a long movie. You get your popcorn, and then you get a giant fucking beverage in a 55-gallon drum because you don't get up during a movie to get more soda if you're thirsty. You just sit there and watch the whole fucking movie.
And typically, it's not just you. You're going with, like, your chick. Now, if I'm going to the movies with my chick, I'm not getting 2 large combos so we could each have our big, giant shit. You get one and you share it. You know what I'm saying?
And now you're going to take up 2 cup holders because now you need, they say, well, just buy 2 sodas. So I'll have one in the cup holder, one between my legs.
But still, now it's only going to be 16 ounces. I'm going to be done with a 16-ounce movie soda with ice in it and shit. I'm going to be fucking done with that before the movie starts.
Exactly.
Right.
It's not the mayor's fucking business.
In the end,
it's not his business.
It's you can. I'm all for educating the public, but you can't actually then say, but now that you're educated a little more, we don't want you doing this. That's ridiculous. And I don't want to listen about health costs and all that going up. Yeah, okay, because this is something that should just never happen in America.
I get it though. Like I get why it's happening, and like yes, you do have to think about that extra serving to have. But yeah, there's a time and a place for shit like that. Like no one needs to go to 7-Eleven and walk out with a liter of soda like in a cup. Like that's just retarded.
I want a liter of cola.
But at a movie theater, like that's just like a legitimate place where you you typically get big things because you're going to be stationary for a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like to go piss because I'm going to miss something.
I don't
so
think
now
I've
I gotta
ever
go get
gotten
another
up
fucking soda. Get out of my
during
face
a movie.
with that.
I don't think I've ever gotten up to take a piss or get anything else to eat or drink from a movie theater because you don't want to miss part of the fucking movie.
And what's scary is, they don't stop here.
No.
We've learned that over the years.
No.
Banning large sugar. This fucking cocksucker.
That's unbelievable. And I'm gonna say it again. I left the city Friday at 1:30 so I could avoid the traffic. There's a major traffic problem going in and out of Manhattan to Long Island.
Oh, hell.
That is causing major health problems to people that have to deal with that on a daily basis. Why don't you take care of that? I guarantee that causes heart attacks all the fucking time. The stress you have to feel when you want to go home and you're just bumper to bumper day after day after day because there's a problem and that needs to be addressed.
But meanwhile, he fucking supports the Nathan hot dog eating contest because this fucking rich sissy
Oh my God, yeah.
thinks that he knows what moderation is, but nobody else does.
Right.
Like this queen knows what moderation is. And can handle having the hot dog, and I like to have this with the mayo.
I know what it is.
But the rest of us can't.
Yeah.
Like, he has taken the ability to get a big, large soda, and I wouldn't even drink that. I think they're terrible. I want a diet.
Right.
But if you want that, you should have the right to buy it without this queen inserting her will.
Yeah.
Just the way she changed all the roads because she doesn't have to deal with the roads the way we do because the Queen Mary who runs the city does not have to deal with that.
Well,
doesn't have to deal with it.
She knows moderation,
He
but
wants
we
to
don't.
see. He wants to see flower pots.
Yeah, of course she does.
Right.
Of course she does.
And bike lanes everywhere now.
Yes.
All these roads. Did you see all the fucking streets? They now have a strip, sometimes right up the middle of it, of a bike, a little lane with bicycle.
Sure.
And it's like, what?
Works well for other cities. I question if it works well in Manhattan.
Holy shit.
I think we're a unique case here in New York.
It's insane.
I hate him.
He's trying to make the bike thing a big deal.
How much longer is that fucker?
I don't see many people using the bike lanes. Other cities, it's a whole culture.
Yeah.
You go out to San Francisco, they're political groups. These bikers.
Yeah.
They're actual political groups. But here in New York, you see that green fucking lane. No one's using them. Just taking up space.
I can't wait until he's out of office. And why doesn't he just concentrate on talking about what a scumbag Sheldon Silver is instead of that? Another guy who wouldn't push the vote through. We can't get an adult entertainment here. But he can get that fucking vote passed through immediately.
One more Bloomberg.
Oh, it makes me sick. I can't wait till he's out.
November 2013, he's out.
It's not going to make people healthier. Excuse me. They're not going. Yeah. They'll find a way.
Just he's a fucking rich elitist. I really have such a hatred for him.
Disgusting. It's not good. Not good in America.
Anybody in the pipe? I know Tony Danza is thinking about running for mayor.
Yeah, he talks about it.
He talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin declined.
Oh.
Let's see on the Dem side.
He's a Democrat, Tony Danza? What?
No.
Unknown
that's an unknown affiliation.
Unknown affiliation.
Didn't the MTA do another hike rate or whatever?
Rate hike.
Did
they?
I'm tired all of a sudden. Rate hike?
Oh boy.
Because I was listening to 1010 Wins and they're up in arms again.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Isn't that way more important than a dumb sugary drink? This is real shit
And
that
I'll tell
people
you
are dealing with.
I
I know the MTA is their own thing. It's tough to work with those fucking cunts, but I mean, as the mayor, you got to figure something out. That's a much bigger problem than a dumb fucking soda.
I'll tell you, it's tough to give a fuck about the subway system when you don't take it, because I didn't take the train for a long time, and I just forgot. Like, who cares?
What?
But then you start taking the train again, you start remembering how shitty everything is, and it fucking sucks.
They keep raising the rates, and the service is not much better.
No,
they'll try to tell you it is. Every once in a while, you get into an air-conditioned car. That's nice.
And
every once in a while, though.
But there's the employees there are not of quality.
No,
let's say
they're
not
hate
quality.
You.
They
hire people that fucking hate you.
They're a station. Well, you know what it is. I forget.
What do you deal with? Why do you need to deal with anybody that works for the?
You don't really as much.
You don't really, but there should be somebody there. Like sometimes there's a lot of tourists, obviously in Manhattan, and they have a lot of questions. And you know, if they could actually find a token booth, because they're ripping them out left and right.
Yeah. I think the interview process is this: do you hate human beings? Yes. Okay, you're hired.
I see people.
We're going to put you in a glass booth.
Those people, they'll point you to the map. The tourists will be like, hey, excuse me, could you tell me where to go to? And they'll just go, yeah, there's a big map right there.
Great, thanks.
They're complete assholes, those people. Complete.
And if you and like I don't even know what their function is anyway, because the thought was anyway, if you don't want to use the machine or if it's busy, you could go to the person. But now, even when they're not busy and you want to get a Metro card, they'll just go use the machine.
Right.
So it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't even know.
And the stations are dirty. They're falling apart.
Probably has some kind of union thing where we want to keep some of our workers in place.
I mean, it's not like the subway is
something like that.
Should be the cleanest place on earth. But you know what? Now that I've had the opportunity to visit some other major cities,
it's embarrassing what they got.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, some of these places you want to just hang out in the subway system. It's so nice.
It's disgusting.
I'm not even kidding. They got fucking
like a mall down
stores
there,
and bars and Starbucks as you're waiting.
If this goes to $2.50, that's per ride, and right now it's $2.25. If it goes to $2.50
but it just
a ride,
went to $2.25.
I know, but where's the money going? Like,
where's all that money going?
Nothing seems to be getting any
You're
better.
Just standing in urine-smelling fucking decrepit cement.
But to bring it,
that's fair.
But to bring it all around. Don't you think Mayor Bloomberg should try to figure something out here instead of going after sugary drinks? I mean, this is getting to a point where people don't know how they can afford the subway system and get in and out every day for their dumb jobs.
There's a stop over here. I forget what line it is. I think it's like the B or the D that goes downtown. It consistently, for the last 6 months or whatever, it's consistently smelled like horse shit.
Great.
It smells like literally. I'm not saying, it smells bad. No, it smells like actual shit.
Right.
In the subway station for months at a time. Yeah. So how are we having rate hikes because there's not enough money? Like, you need to fix all that stuff.
I've been
before I'll contemplate another hike.
I'll tell you this much: I've been living in New York now over 10 years already. Subway system. They have the digital display now that tells you how long before you train. Hold on. And every once in a while, you get an air-conditioned car. That's the only difference in 10 years.
And those
That's it.
Those LED, that tell you how far along the train is or whatever. It's very basic. The information provided is very basic. And what I thought was funny, they
could have done that years ago. Is what I'm saying.
But they wasted so much money because instead of having a dual-sided LED panel so that you could have one panel with the information on both sides, it's not one panel. They actually got two separate units and placed them back to back. So instead of so basically they doubled their cost on every single display throughout the entire system.
I had no idea. There you go, Dan. The more you know.
The more you know.
The more you know.
The time, what day it is, and maybe the 6 train's coming.
The sugary drink thing just drives me
Dude,
insane.
it makes me sick.
Because I just think of all the other shit people deal with, and that's the one really.
Well, you know what?
That's the one you go after.
I want to see how this is going to affect packaging, because the 20-ounce soda is the most popular soda. You go into a store, you grab a 20-ounce soda. Now in New York City, you can't go into your 7-Eleven and grab a 20-ounce soda. What do you?
Well, how about this? If the mayor wants to show some fucking, and I know that it's hard for her to show balls, but how about you just begin jacking? Maybe they do this, but how about if you're a certain weight, you pay more in insurance?
Oh, boy.
How about that? Instead of punishing everybody.
Discrimination.
But how about you directly penalize smokers? Like, you directly penalize people for being fat so that we do not always have to pay the extra health costs for obesity. How about that? You want to show some fucking, you want to get things done. Don't punish the fucking product maker.
Take it away from everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
That's the mentality of the entire country with a lot of people. We don't like this, or I don't like this, and I don't want other people to have it because it's dangerous, or some people abuse it. So take it away from everybody. You're all children. You're all just children. You can't decide for yourself.
No, it's just cowardice by these people because Bloomberg does not want to have to face fat people groups and be called discriminatory. He's a coward.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
Imagine if we all had to pay car insurance, but only, but people who drove, and if you didn't drive, you still had to pay it.
No driver. You don't drive, but you got to pay.
I think we could all agree there's a gun fucking problem in this city. And we should fucking go after that instead of these sugary drinks.
Really, go after the guns, Mayor.
How do these guys get all these guns anyway?
Yeah. They're not legal? Well, how do they become illegal? Well, they buy them in Florida, and the second they leave Florida, they become illegal? Oh, I get it. So you're constantly talking about illegal guns.
I fucking hate them all.
Yeah.
Just hate them all.
They really are.
They're all so hateable.
I like.
And he was all proud. What was it, Thursday or Friday? He was so excited.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is embarrassing.
It passed, everybody.
It's embarrassing. You can't even get in a cab anymore. Unless you're really rich.
He just hated taking those giant bottles and shoving them up his ass. He felt guilty the next day, so he wants none of them in the city. Stick to a smaller bottle shoved up his asshole.
The commute in and out of the city is ridiculous.
Dude, it's fucked up.
Money-wise, traffic-wise, that's real problems that people want answers to.
If you, like a guy like me, like I take the railroad, the Long Island Railroad, but I also got to take the subway too, because I got to get from Penn Station to here. So I gotta, dude, it costs a lot of money. Yeah. It costs, and what do you think? I don't have a car at home? No, I got a fucking car and gas and car insurance. It fucking sucks.
You got a short ride in. You don't do the LIRR, do you?
Sure.
Where you are?
Of course.
So what is it a month?
Of course. Well, I'm off peak, so I'm lucky because these hours are retarded, but that helps. But it's let's call it $70 a week.
Jesus.
No, a month. What's your month? Don't you get a month?
No, because because monthly
You're spending $70 a week just to get in here?
That's just the railroad.
That's what I'm trying to say, and obviously it doesn't
then it's going to be another $5 a day if this rate goes up. $5 a day on the subway as well.
And he just sits there going after sugary drinks when that's a real issue for people. They can't afford that.
It's a lot of money.
Idiot.
It's a lot of monthly money.
Yep. 70 a week. That's so you're talking 280-ish.
And then the subway fare on top of that.
Easily over $300 a month just to go to your job.
Just to be able to go to work and come home.
And your cost of living increases here. There's no way it can match that. Oh.
What, this company?
Do they give cost of living?
Oh, right.
No.
Cost of what?
What the fuck is Liberty taking over? I'm more than ready to take my chances.
See, and I hope the guys down there don't misconstrue this as a complaint. It's not. It's just that it costs a lot of money to live in New York City. It just costs a lot of money. If you want to live and work here, it's not. This is not Sioux City, Iowa. This is fucking New York, and it's very expensive.
So you're about $310, $320 a month when it's all said and done?
Easily.
And you got a shorter commute. Much shorter.
My commute's about an
it's not the average
about an hour. It's about an hour door to door.
It is?
Yeah, I'm out in Massapequa now.
Oh, I keep thinking quick. Okay, you're right.
I'm out.
So you're about the average, more or less. It's maybe maybe others are paying about 10 or 20 more a month than you. So about $310 to $330 is what the average person is paying to get into this fucking city.
Because I'm on an off peak, so my fare is reduced because it's 4 in the morning train. These guys working 9 to 5 is like fuck, dude.
Peak. So that's close to $400.
It's a lot. I don't even know what it is. It's an ungodly
amount.
It's a lot.
People that live elsewhere, they can't. I bet you they're looking at their radios. They can't believe this. Yeah, people are spending just $400 just to get to their job a month.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
And he goes after sugary, dumb drinks. And like we said today, the MTA is going up. The cabs just went up again. It's ridiculous.
Where does it end, for the love of God?
Well, that's why they're all hateable. It's just because they don't really take care of anybody.
It's crazy.
It just seems like you spend more and you get less. Whatever happened to value for your dollar?
They got you by the purse strings.
They
is what
sure
they
do.
have you by.
Have you by. Well, I think we did it for today. Fuck it. By the way, someone wants a correction. I guess Yahoo is giving all their employees, the 12,500, a choice of phones, as they say, bye-bye to BlackBerry. But they're assuming, this article was assuming that most people would pick the iPhone 5. But no, a bunch would pick the Galaxy S3 as well.
It's accurate. They're offering it. That doesn't mean they need to take it.
Right.
But Yahoo's offering them.
That's a nice thing for a company to do.
Sure is. 12,000 of them. It's a lot.
Right.
This Friday and Saturday, I'll be in Columbus at the Funny Bone, September 21, 22. And then...
Where's that Minnesota date?
That's almost sold out. That's November 3rd. There was less than 100 tickets left as of Friday.
I'm looking at my calendar thinking, I would love to go to Minnesota.
Yeah, that's going to be a completely sold out show.
I've never been there.
October 25, 26, 27, the first time I'm ever doing a comedy club in Philly. I'm doing Helium, heliumcomedyclub.com, or heliumcomedy.com in Philly. 25, 26, 27 of October. I'm looking forward to that because every comic is like, it's a great gig, it's a great gig. And I've never done, I've done like 10-minute spots there, but I've never done full. And I have a Buffalo date coming soon.
Yeah, Helium, they do a good job down there.
Yes.
Buffalo.
Yeah, I haven't been to Buffalo in a couple of years.
Buffalo.
Oh,
so I'd love to have mediocre crowds there too.
Oh, I got a date with a buffalo.
Oh, Jimmy. You beat yourself up.
No, I don't. I'm realistic. When it's sold out, it's great. When it's not, it's not.
When he said that he sells out in 52 countries, will that just hurt your soul?
No, if he was a comic, it would. But as a rock star, like as one of the rock icons, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, we're doing it in Indonesia. Well, almost sold out.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
No, but when I hear just comedians, this is what drives me crazy. And I'm going to start canceling dates when people aren't buying tickets. Because people are like, come to our city, come to our city. And then if I book a date in your city and it doesn't sell, that's fine. But that's why I don't honor a lot of requests. So you guys asked me to come to the city. If I'm going to come and you're not going to buy tickets, I'm just going to start canceling the fucking dates. I'm not going to go and embarrass myself.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah, I won't do it.
Because there are enough places where you do very, very well.
Yeah, but they keep asking, when are you coming? When are you coming? And it's like, you're asking me on Twitter when I've announced on Twitter. So either read the tweets or stop fucking asking.
Yeah, stop being an asshole.
Ugh, it fucking annoys me. Utter irrelevance, this business. Sick of it. Really, it's fucking like you do a special. It means nothing. It means nothing. That's why I'm never just happy to do shit. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me. Like, it's great to do Fallon or Leno or fucking H. Nothing. It means nothing.
Nothing happens?
No, but that's why I'm never excited. Like, I can't wait to go home and watch it. Who gives a fuck? That's why I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I don't.
Aren't you just proud for yourself, though?
No.
When we get a little Jimmy Fallon action or like a Leno or Letterman, I'm like, hey, this is kind of cool.
Nah, because it's my job. It's part of my job. Yeah, man. It's like, I would be proud of myself if it showed the result. Like, if you did stuff like that, people see it. It's not like they don't see it, but it doesn't move them to want to come. So me doing it, yeah, it was fun to do, and I love doing it, but it's not changing anything. So, no, but I'm just saying, it's fucking frustrating and it's irritating. So that's why.
One of these days it might, though.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like enough already. People who know me know me.
Yeah.
That's it. They fucking. I'm 44. I'm not 33 years old. They know me.
Really?
Yes.
You were 33.
I look younger.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly like you looked back in what I called the day.
Did you see? Maybe I shouldn't turn you on to this. Louis C.K. I'm catching up, and Gary Marshall plays the head of CBS.
I don't watch any. I love Louis, but no, I have not seen any of it.
And basically, Louis kills on Leno, and he had to take over because Tom Cruise didn't show up, so Louis had to do a longer set for Jay, and he killed. So CBS is going, holy fuck. So they get him into his office, and Gary Marshall's the head of CBS, basically offering him Letterman's job. Even though they have Seinfeld on the back burner for $13 million, they're trying to get Louis cheaper to save money for the network. And as Louis sitting there, Gary Marshall does this monologue about the comedian. Holy fuck. You got it. We should play it on the air, actually. Maybe we play it tomorrow.
Well, I already know the whole storyline for that particular,
Oh, well.
Are you in that?
I'm not saying I'm in it or not. I'm just
No,
because
I'm behind.
The whole...
Isn't it a three? That's three episodes.
It is a three-parter. Yeah.
And you're in that.
Maybe I don't know.
So you know what I'm talking about.
No, I didn't read the
Gary
script.
Marshall.
Coy, Jimmy.
Gary Marshall gave Louis C.K. an amazing fucking. Oh, you saw it, Travis? An amazing performance. And you wonder why Gary Marshall never really did major acting. Obviously, he's a producer and made a shitload of money, but that guy could fucking act.
And you wonder how...
he hasn't been in much, right?
No.
Little guest spot here and there on some of those old sitcoms and all, but he never really did anything.
But the way Louis works is he may have written the script or he may have said just to talk, because he's weird. Like, he's smart at letting you kind of
explore a little bit.
A lot, actually, which is why his show is so good and why it's so successful, because it has a really different, and again, the moments I've seen of it and just the scripts I've read, he allows you to fucking, he off-roads a little bit, he'll just film you talking, and he'll just take the best of it. He's smart like that.
But Gary Marshall got into Louis' head about, how a comedian thinks when he's like in his early 40s and what he's thinking in his head. It was really, wow, well done. We should play it tomorrow, if most people have seen it. Seen that episode.
Hopefully, he said that you begin to feel like a failure.
Oh no!
And that it's been a futile, effort.
And then you're hanging in there thinking it's going to change.
Right.
So then you hang in there for 4 years, and then eventually you're teaching a stand-up comedy course at a community college. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that's brutal.
And Louis just sitting there listening because he knows what he's saying to his character is exactly how he's thinking.
And the agents never want you. Like, I've had to beat Jonathan up, my manager, not physically. To stop telling me people are fans. Like, Jonathan, he's a nice guy. And people will go like, we love Jim. And I'm like, if you tell me that again, I'm going to fucking put a knife in you. Because you know what you know who loved me? People at HBO at one point loved me. You know how I knew? Because they used me. That's how you know people love you, because they fucking hire you or they come to see you. They don't use you. Comedy said, Jim, they're fans. Shut up. I'm a Sabbath fan. You know how you know that? Because I go to see Sabbath.
Yeah.
I buy Sabbath's records. If I had a fucking network, I would employ Black Sabbath. But if I had a network, I would not say I'm a Sabbath fan and tell we love Sabbath. And if you only the other thing we're having trouble putting together, if you only fucking knew how repulsive this business is, how people pretend to be loyal. This has nothing to do with me personally. And they pretend to love people, and they pretend to fucking be fans of certain comedians, but man, when it's time to pay tribute, nobody wants to fucking know nothing. Oh, this fucking business is filled with scumbags.
Yeah.
Filled with them.
Will you tell the story someday?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just don't want to again, this is not about me. This is about something else that is disconnected from me. But if you only knew what fucking pieces of garbage people are behind the scenes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they're fucking cunts.
It's funny, the whole he's a fan. We've heard that over the years with some of these celebrities that come in.
Big fan.
And then you want some kind of acknowledgement that he's a fan, because this person will tell you, oh, my guy's a big fan. He can't wait to do your show. And then he sits there, and you can tell he doesn't even know who is who and has no concept who we are. We're just another radio show they're doing. Yeah. I'm like, holy fuck. So we were lied to our faces. This guy's a fan? Are you kidding me?
Shut it.
You find the part?
Yeah.
Let's play this.
Man, look at that.
You
You set it up.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because instead of playing the long fucking
You want to set up this clip in any way?
Yeah, because I mean it's a 7-minute clip, but so basically
We're not playing the whole 7 minutes. Don't worry.
He's been asked by Gary Marshall if he wants to if he wants to take over for Letterman. Louis says no. He says you should get somebody like Jerry Seinfeld. He says we're negotiating with Jerry Seinfeld, and now he's kind of thinking about it again.
But he basically said, Jerry wants 12, 13 million a year.
Yeah.
And Louis and Gary Marshall, right to Louis' face, goes, we know we could get you for $1 million.
I can get
maybe
you
less. He goes, and maybe even less.
So now he's asking Louis.
Like just mind games.
What he's thinking, and then he gives his.
Yeah, here it is.
You're thinking. I see the wheels turning. Tell me, what?
Well, I just never saw this. I didn't see this coming. I don't know. I don't know how much you know about me.
I know you're a working class stand-up from Boston. You do stand-up. You make maybe $80,000 a year on the club dates, but you're on the back nine of your career. Except for once in a while a special on cable. I think 5 years ago you probably peaked, and now you're waiting around wondering if something's going to happen before it gets embarrassing.
Oh.
Am I right?
Holy shit, that's brutal.
You don't think you could do it. You think it's over and you're afraid to try. I mean, I get it. That's normal. I've seen it. And I've seen it turn around. Let me offer you a proposal. You go back to New York. You get in shape. You lose about 40 pounds. I get you with Jackie Dahl. He's my main city man. He works with you. And then, in about 2 months, we do a test show.
A test show?
Jack will get you a small studio. You'll do a monologue, you'll do a couple of interviews, and if the test is good, I'll put you on the air. And then if you're a hit, everybody will think I'm a genius. And I'll have saved the network about $12 million. If America hates you, no one's going to blame me. We'll hire Jerry Seinfeld to do the show. No harm, no foul. But you'll take the heat on all that. You're going to crack your head on the ceiling and you're going to go down. Probably for good. Look, Louis, we're talking about the big game here, so forgive me if I use big terms. Here's the reality. In 10 years, you're going to be teaching comedy at a community college to support your kids and falling asleep to the Late Show with Jerry Seinfeld. You're circling failure in a rapidly decaying orbit. That's the reality as we talk now. But you can change that. It's in your power to change that. Yes, you'll have to work hard, you'll have to do things you haven't done before, and still, your chances are very slim. But you could change it. I'm going to ask you one more time. David Letterman is retiring. You want his job?
That agent.
How fucking
his
great
agent,
is that?
That little
Yeah.
kid is hilarious.
How great is that?
That's good, man.
And I'm not even going to blow what the answer is.
Oh, you.
How great is that?
Fantastic.
Gary Marshall. Holy
Great job.
fuck. You know who he reminds me of?
You know what?
I've always thought that,
Something
too.
tells me he wasn't totally acting there. He's probably given that speech so many times to people.
You know, you're probably right.
He probably came up with rapidly decaying orbit.
Orbit,
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I said that once to the guy who played the big ragu.
Yeah, I'm giving him credit for being an actor, but he knows that world.
Yeah.
But how great was that? That monologue gave me chills last night. I was like, holy fuck,
good.
man. It was great. And, yeah, like you said, Louis using the kid for his agent is classic.
Yeah. It makes no sense.
He's great.
But it's fucking, it works.
Yeah.
All right, enough kissing Louis' fucking ass.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear Anthony today? Louis!
Louis Beans! Yeah.
Louis Beans.
Am I caught up to Louis, or is there another one on demand after this one?
Did you watch the one after that?
No.
Okay, then.
I got one more to do.
So do I.
Before
I
Thursday?
haven't seen that one yet either.
And then what? Thursday is
then
the
Thursday, I think, is the
finale?
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the season finale.
Of
but
the
it's
three-show arc,
Yes.
or whatever they call it? All right, guys.
It's a 3-episode arc.
3-episode arc. I should have said that.
We're not in the know.
All right, anyway, let's
No. All right.
some other shit. Steve Blatter, we went 13 minutes late today.
The Opie and Anthony show is pretty much over. But if you feel like sticking around, after O&A Live is next.